his Supreme Court nominee through, and he did that. The second thing he has to do is get this tax cut done. The third thing he has to do is get Obamacare repealed. And the fourth thing he has to do is complete the wall. And by flinching here and blinking first, now I'm worried about whether the wall is going to get completed.
At all?
Yep.
All right.
Well, by the way, it is being built. I want to, that's why I told my friends in the White House, don't have Trump say, build the wall now. He should say, complete the wall, because the wall is being built.
Right, but Paul Ryan just said moments ago on Capitol Hill, we're going to have that battle, we'll have that fight with the Democrats this summer. So we're putting it off. And I've been of the mindset, hey, if it takes a few more months, that's fine. But like Charles Krauthammer said last night, too many times we've seen Republicans say, all right, we're gonna live to fight another day, and they never fight another day.
Well, that's what makes me nervous. Now, look, I think there is something to this, that, this is only a very temporary government funding bill.
Right.
So the fight is going to come again. But, Mike, I think the reason this is so important that you're, highlighting this is let's not flinch next time. Let's get our troops in order, and let's take it to Chuck Schumer and say, you are going to fund this wall. And if they don't, I would like Trump to go on national TV and say and explain to the American people why this is happening.
Right. All right. So Steve Moore is with us, economist with the Heritage Foundation, 17 minutes before the hour. Let's talk a little bit about one question that I'm getting from a lot of listeners. What position would it put the country in for the president to say, I'm not going to sign this. I can't sign this. I'm looking at a Bloomberg headline. Trump says he'll sign the congressional spending deal that jettisons most of his goals.
Yeah, because it's not just about the wall. It's also about the funding for Planned Parenthood.
Thank you. Public broadcasting and all the way down the list. So why can't a lot of people are saying that? Why won't the president say, you know what, I can't do it, I'm not signing it?
Well, I think at this stage it might be tough to do because he's already agreed to sign it, but he could. And if he did,
listen, nothing says Donald Trump doesn't change his mind. There's a great deal of unpredictability to this president, right?
So let's say that he took your advice and he decided, you know what, I can't in good conscience vote for this bill.
Right. Sign this bill.
Then what would happen is it's not. Remember a few years ago, I'm sure a lot of your listeners remember we had the debt showdown about extending the debt. Now this is not about paying the debt, which is a very serious thing. This is about whether the government, the non-vital services of the government stay open.
Right.
Could we survive 2 or 3 days with non-vital government services
open?
Hell yes, we
Yes,
could.
Of course we can. The Democrats won't let you think we can. The New York Times will be running through the streets with their hair on fire. But yes, we will be okay if you can't get in to see the Washington Monument from Tuesday through Friday.
Yeah, and
good
every
Lord.
Time people see the closed sign on that Washington Monument, they could then remember this is what happens when you elect Democrats.
All right, so give us reason to be a little bit, instead of just how did the play go, Mrs. Lincoln? Let's be a little bit optimistic. I know that military spending increases, which is important right now in the age of worldwide terrorism. What else can we be optimistic about with this spending bill? And what about the vote later this week on repealing and replacing Obamacare? Are the reports that I'm getting correct that sources are...
I believe, Mike, that they are very, very close to getting 218 votes on the health care bill. Now, they've been close for a long time.
218 or 216?
I'm sorry, 218.
218.
They're getting close to 218. And but I have to confess, I was wrong the first time around, a month and a half ago. I said, I think on your show, I thought they were going to get the vote.
Me too. I know, I remember.
I was surprised that they didn't.
Right.
So I'm not going to make a prediction until that vote happens.
No.
Because what's happened is the moderate Republicans are changing the goal line now.
That's exactly right. And what I'm told is that they are 5 or 6 short from that magic number that they need. Most of them, the moderate Republican holdouts. And I'm told 2 members of the Freedom Caucus who face intense pressure in their districts. Do you see is there any merit to that?
There could be, and I want to say something about the moderates. So, I'm a Republican, and I'm not against the moderates, but I will say this, that the moderates, if they take this bill down, who do you think are going to be the first Republicans that are defeated in the midterm elections?
No kidding.
They're not crazy.
They
take this down, and they go to the elections and the midterms without repealing Obamacare, those people are going to be gone. So that they are acting very foolishly if they take this down.
And certainly seem to be perplexingly not acting even in their own best interests.
Exactly.
Which I don't get. All right, Steve Moore, I've got to ask you this. You think I made you uncomfortable about Paul Ryan. I can't not ask you about the turmoil at the Heritage Foundation. I've known Jim DeMint for a lot of years. I guess he was ousted, and there's some kind of power play that has been reported about the Heritage Foundation. What are your thoughts about the structural changes in the leadership of the Heritage Foundation?
Well, I'll just say this, and truly, I don't know all the inside facts. I've actually been in California the last 3 or 4 days speaking at a couple of conferences, so I was floored when I heard the news. I will simply say this, that I adore Jim DeMint.
Yep.
I think he was a great leader of the Heritage Foundation. He was a spectacular conservative senator.
Yep.
And so I love the man, and I hope whatever he does next in his life, he'll be a success, because he's been a success everything he's done. And Mike, when I ran the Club for Growth many, many years ago, I'm so proud to say that 2 of the first candidates that we helped elect were Mike Pence and Jim DeMint.
You bet. Great words, and I appreciate very much your perspective in what is, I know, a very challenging, difficult time. And listen, they can't all be. From November 8th on, we've been pretty optimistic. So I guess we all get to have a little bit of a down day for a couple of days. But let's hope.
I'm not down. I think we are going to get this. I love the tax cut. Next time I'm on, let's talk about that.
Yeah, I want to talk about tax reform.
Great tax bill.
Right.
Great tax bill.
Right. And that, but a very ambitious tax reform bill that Trump critics are saying now could hang in the balance with the failure of the Republicans this round. Is there any? Do you see any connection there?
Yeah, look, you want to gain momentum. Victories create, more victories.
Exactly.
Trump has to get a W here.
He sure does. All right, from your lips to God's ears, Stephen Moore, Heritage Foundation. So glad to visit with you. Let's chat again soon, okay?
Okay.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. 12 before the hour. I hate being this negative, but you know what? I'm not going to not shoot straight with you. And in shooting straight with you today, I will squarely state this has been a bad couple of days for the Republican Party, and a lot of structural changes across the board. I mean, you know about the Jim DeMint upheaval at the Heritage Foundation. Fox News, Bill O'Reilly out at Fox News. David Horowitz says that Bill was targeted by the liberal media because of his support for Donald Trump. In Horowitz's New York Times bestseller, Big Agenda, he warned of the media attacks on President Trump and folks like Bill O'Reilly. Big Agenda is at bookstores everywhere now. You can sign up for Newsmax's free offer, save almost $30. Sign up for Newsmax Magazine, one of America's leading conservative publications. You'll get the book Big Agenda absolutely free. For the great offer, just call 1-800-NEWSMAX, 800-NEWSMAX, or go to bigagenda411.com, bigagenda411.com for David Horowitz's Big Agenda. There's an event coming up this summer, August 10th and 11th, the Global Leadership Summit. We need to build leaders at home. We believe in this. For America to survive and to be the country we can be, leadership has to start where we work, where we live, where we play, where we pray. That's the inspired premise of Willow Creek Association's Global Leadership Summit. It's going to take place August 10th and 11th, and you can participate. Willow Creek Association has been bringing together the best and brightest leaders from around the world for over 20 years. Leaders from the religious world, the secular world, business, military, sports, nonprofits. And this entire event is focused on one thing: inspiring all of us to be better and more impactful leaders in our lives. Want to participate? Well, you can. There are going to be over 600 premier host sites where this event is going to be simulcast on satellite campuses all throughout the country, including a location near you. Go to my website, MikeOnline.com, and click on the Global Leadership Summit banner, or go to GLSMike.com, GLSMike.com. When you get to the site, be sure to enter the referral code MIKE so you can get the deeply discounted rate. MikeOnline.com. Click on the Global Leadership Summit to participate this summer, and be sure to enter the referral code MIKE for your discount.
Mike Gallagher.
Freedom. One nation in all of human history was built on that bedrock. Ours. A republic of the people, by the people, and for the people. Self-government requires freedom. just as freedom requires an individual willingness to self-govern. Freedom has made America exceptional, but it can only last as long as you and I seek the good, as expressed by the laws of nature and nature's God. It can only last if you and I choose to act as people of character. Forging character has been the pursuit of Hillsdale College since 1844. Hillsdale College forges character and elevates civic discourse both on campus and nationwide. To find out how you can take their free online courses or receive a complimentary subscription to Imprimis, a monthly speech digest, visit hillsdalefreedom.com. That's hillsdalefreedom.com.
When you lose power for a whole day due to a storm, it can seem endless. But there's a new kind of storm brewing, one that could target our nation's power grid and turn off the power not just for days, but months or even longer. Would you be prepared? Veteran news anchor Ted Koppel's new book, Lights Out, details this exact scenario. It's why many Americans are securing their own solar-powered generators to provide an endless supply of life-saving electricity without gas, fumes, or noise. When it comes to lightweight and powerful solar generators, the breakthrough Patriot Power Generator 1500 has it all, providing up to 1,500 continuous watts of clean, quiet, and free renewable solar power. You'll be able to power heat and lights, preserve food, recharge cell phones and computers, and keep critical medical devices going day after day, all from rechargeable solar power. If a blackout strikes, be protected with the power you need when you need it most. The Patriot Power Generator 1500. For all of the details, just go to blackout26.com. That's blackout26.com. Blackout26.com.
Hey guys, with spring here, are you interested in trimming up and losing a few pounds? Or want to feel more energy through the day? Better yet, do you want to get paid to do something about it? If so, Protein is sponsoring a national study in the benefits of increased testosterone levels and its effect on your energy, metabolism, and performance. Go to protein65.com to see if you qualify. It's an easy program you can do from home. The tests are painless and confidential, and everything is shipped discreetly to you. Protein is a doctor-recommended natural formula with clinically proven testosterone precursors. Protein is available nationwide at GNC and other retailers, but this program is not available in stores. Program participants have already reported more energy, stamina, and faster recovery. So if you want to make a difference in your life and find out your levels for free, then go to protein65.com now to participate. That's the word pro, G-E-N-E, 65.com. Protein65.com. Enroll today before this study is closed at protein65.com.
How's that kitchen remodel coming along?
I haven't found a reliable contractor and have no idea where to start.
What about Home Advisor?
Home what?
Home Advisor. They match you to pre-screened and top-rated pros for any kind of home project. You can even check pricing and book appointments online.
What's the catch?
No catch. Home Advisor is completely free to use.
Really? I'll check it out.
Go to homeadvisor.com or download the free app.
Home Advisor.
Gallagher. There's a horrible story out of Boston last night. There are news reports that a center fielder for the Orioles, Adam Jones, was targeted by what was described as a torrent racial abuse, I should say, at the hands of Red Sox fans at Fenway. Fans, this is the kind of stuff that still happens in America in 2017, and we should shake our heads and we should say, you know what? You don't just write it off as being obnoxious fans, and I get that Red Sox fans are a little bit like Philadelphia Eagles fans. I mean, not exactly raising the bar on class, frankly. I mean, who'll ever forget, what did they do? Didn't they throw snowballs at Santa Claus and booed him? But this is very serious. A lot of fans screamed the N-word at him, throwing a bag of peanuts at the all-star outfielder. In order to have an honest conversation about race, we always must remember that incidents like this still do occur. And it's disgusting, and it's despicable, and it's vile. And we got to be aware of it. And we got to rise above it, and we've got to make sure that we know those who are doing such dreadful things in America have to be confronted and have to be stopped. And one of my great frustrations is an unwillingness to have an honest conversation about race in America, and it happens every single day. And this story ought to be spotlighted and roundly condemned. Coming up, the very latest on this budget fallout. Also, Ann Coulter was accused by the Young America's Foundation president last week on this show of not being truthful about what happened at Berkeley. We want to make sure Ann has the chance to respond. She's going to join us coming up. Identity theft, it's happening all the time. Do you realize that your internet browsing history and your personal data is being sold by advertisers or by internet service providers to advertisers? And then the identity thieves get their hands on this, and it all falls apart. You've got to stop identity theft, and one way to have somebody in your corner is LifeLock. I so appreciate being a LifeLock customer. I've been for years. In fact, I changed an address the other day on one of my credit cards or one of my debit card accounts. You know what happened? I immediately got a notification from LifeLock. Was this you? Did you do this? Now think about that. If it wasn't me, we'd be able to get a handle on it. A U.S.-based agent will work with me at LifeLock to fix it. That's a lot different than the free credit monitoring out there, which only alerts you to changes in credit. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but LifeLock is the best identity theft protection out there. Membership starts at $9.99 a month, plus applicable taxes. Go to LifeLock.com or call 800-LifeLock. Use the promo code Gallagher to get 10% off your LifeLock Ultimate Plus membership. LifeLock.com, promo code Gallagher.
This is Ed Lukasevic.
And Cindy Lukasevic at Dinovite.
This year, whenever you order a 90-day supply of Dinovite for your dog, we'll send you a free sample of one of the other doggy things we make.
Like Lico Chaps, Super Mega Fish Oil, or Doggo Suds Shampoo.
What's on your dog's wish list?
We'll offer a different freebie each week at Dinovite.com.
Don't you just love the sound of healthy, happy dogs?
Dinovite is nutrition.
Dinovite for life.
DINOVITE.com.
How's that kitchen remodel coming along?
I haven't found a reliable contractor and have no idea where to start.
What about Home Advisor?
Home what?
Home Advisor. They match you to pre-screened and top-rated pros for any kind of home project. You can even check pricing and book appointments online.
What's the catch?
No catch. Home Advisor is completely free to use.
Really? I'll check it out.
Go to HomeAdvisor.com or download the free app.
Home Advisor.
Mike Gallagher.
Are you thinking about buying a new mattress? Well, the truth is, a mattress is only as good as its foundation. That's why you need to know about the Embrace bed frame by Knickerbocker. Most mattresses come with a rickety metal bed frame. They squeak, they flex, and they rob you of a good night's sleep. The Embrace bed frame assembles in seconds without any tools. Our bed frame looks amazing and is the only product engineered to hold over 2,000 pounds without any flexing or movement. Best of all, no exposed steel means no more stubbed toes and no more squeaking parts. Knickerbocker is a family-owned company that has been manufacturing in the USA since 1919. All of our products are 100% American-made. Our new Embrace bed frame is so innovative, you are going to love it. Select from any of our 4 designer colors and watch your bedroom be totally transformed. Ask for the Embrace bed frame by Knickerbocker. Available now at Macy's, Bloomingdale's, and many other fine furniture and mattress dealers. The Embrace bed frame by Knickerbocker for a better night's sleep.
Let the WCAB marketing team go to work for your business. It works. Call Tracy or Jim at 287-3356.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Ron DeRockstrup. A day before a scheduled White House visit by Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas, Vice President Mike Pence says President Trump might move the U.S. Embassy in Israel.
The President of the United States, as we speak, is giving serious consideration to moving the American Embassy in Tel Aviv to Jerusalem.
In his remarks during an Israeli Independence Day commemoration event, Pence said the president wants to see peace forged between the Israelis and the Palestinians. Despite some naysaying from pro-lifers, members of Congress, the White House Budget Director Mick Mulvaney says it makes more sense to defund Planned Parenthood in the health bill and not the government spending bill.
What we simply decided was, look, if you want to take a vote on the Hill to stake out your position on Planned Parenthood, do it on the health care bill.
Meanwhile, Mulvaney says the Senate needs 60 votes to pass the budget. The health care bill only needs 51. The White House says President Trump and his Russian counterpart have spoken about Syria and came away with the prospect of increased cooperation.
The two leaders spoke by phone for the first time since the U.S. launched missiles against an airbase in Syria, a move that outraged Russia. But this was described by the White House as a very good phone discussion that included a focus on setting up safe zones in Syria. There was also talk of a face-to-face meeting in July at a summit in Germany.
Jackie Quinn reporting. An attorney for the family of Walter Scott, a black motorist shot to death in 2015 by a white South Carolina police officer, says justice has been done with the officer's guilty plea and thanked local and state officials for their support. Meanwhile, police in Balch Springs, Texas, just outside Dallas, fired the officer Tuesday who shot and killed a black 15-year-old boy riding in a vehicle leaving a chaotic house party. And it was on this date in 1890 that the Oklahoma Territory was organized. News and analysis at townhall.com.
The tech show's on this month. You know, I was thinking of looking at home security systems.
Oh, cool. I'll go with you. We're looking for more home security ideas, too. That's why I called Budget Blinds.
Budget Blinds?
Look at this.
A remote for the blinds.
Yep, motorized.
Okay, well, that's beyond cool. I love it. But what does it have to do with home security?
Well, they also come with a timer. The blinds and drapes open themselves in the morning, close in the evening.
Oh, so it looks like somebody's home even when you're not.
Exactly, and I saved a bunch of money. Sally saved a bunch of money.
Ha, but you'll take the credit.
Yeah.
My brother, the tech genius.
Thanks, man.
Now give me that remote.
Budget Blinds motorized window coverings are the ultimate in luxury, and during the Luxury Within Reach event, they're even more affordable. The more you buy, the more you save, with savings up to $2,000. Hurry and call 855-BUDGET-BLINDS now before this offer ends, or go online to budgetblinds.com. Don't miss out. Call 855-BUDGET-BLINDS now. Offer good on select products at participating independently owned and operated franchises. Restrictions may apply. Ask for details.
The Paris prosecutor's office says 5 men have been detained and weapons were seized in anti-terrorist operations across France 5 days before a tense presidential runoff.
The suspects are between 18 and 24 years old. The prosecutor's office says they were picked up in operations in 3 sites, near the Normandy city of Rouen, near Lille in northern France, and in Rouen in central France. The Paris prosecutor oversees anti-terrorism investigations. It is not clear whether the arrests had any link to the presidential campaign. The runoff is on Sunday. An attack claimed by the Islamic State group killed a police officer in Paris 2 weeks ago. France is under a state of emergency after a string of deadly Islamic extremist attacks. I'm Zaria Shakili.
This Thursday is the 66th annual National Day of Prayer. More on these stories at townhall.com. I'm Ron DeRockstra. The EPA asked the public what rules to cut, and it got an earful about dirty water.
A 3-hour virtual listening session hosted by the Environmental Protection Agency turned into a blistering critique of President Donald Trump's order to eliminate EPA regulations that are burdensome to business and industry. The majority of callers and the nearly 6,000 written comments submitted so far oppose plans for a regulatory rollback. Many of those commenting identified themselves as being affiliated with environmental groups. One woman said, "I actually enjoy breathing clean air and drinking clean water and would find it quite burdensome not to." During Tuesday's listen session, only a handful of callers said EPA regulations were too strict. Mike Rossi of Washington.
In 1965, on this day, Intelsat was the first used to transmit television pictures across the Atlantic. More news and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Ron DeRockstra.
Hi, Tom Green with a check on your weather going into Wednesday. Clear, a low around 54. Sunny with a high 79 on Wednesday expected, and then partly cloudy skies with isolated showers and a low 55 Wednesday night. Thursday, cloudy, 70% chance of showers and a high around 68. We thank you for tuning to us for the latest in news, sports, and weather. Join Jim Bishop at 6:05 for the Wake Up Call, morning call-around report, and great gospel music, Lou Gillen midday. I'll be in the afternoon with yesterday's memories, afternoon call-around report, and Braves baseball here on AM 590, WCAB, Rutherford.
This is your total information source. The Mike Gallagher Show. The news is happening now, and we keep you connected to the headlines like no one else. And now, here is Mike Gallagher.
Let me start with the good news and a reason not to be really completely down in the dumps over a spending bill that the president says he's going to sign, which falls way short of a number of aspects of his agenda. Number one, the liberal media is exaggerating the Democrats' victory. And I believe that. The Washington Post is going to cheerlead for the left's agenda. The New York Times, that's why they've produced headlines that say the Democrats are squarely in the driver's seat today. That even with Trump in the White House, the Democrats are commanding the narrative and are leading the way on the entire budget process. That's not true. That's a gross exaggeration that is grossly misstating what happened. Having said that, let's face reality. Let's do a big fat reality check, and it comes by way of Dr. Charles Krauthammer last night on Fox News.
Trump got rolled. The Republicans got rolled. They ended up with nothing, really. It's sort of embarrassing. I understand the strategic idea. We're halfway through the year, only a few months left. You save your fire for September when you do next year. That's what they say every time. They save their fire, and they don't use it the next time. Now, Trump has been wonderful, I think, in sort of throwing out a lot of ideas, starting with the gas tax. The Kim idea wasn't a great idea, but there's no denying the fact that this was not a win. He was not the winner he said he was, or a negotiator. This was a total loss.
One of the voices I rely on is Newt Gingrich, and he has been constantly saying that these are part of the growing pains of a Republican Party that has been on the outside looking in and now is in a position of governance. Now the Republicans are in control, and they've got to sort of grow into that role. And I respect Speaker Gingrich enormously. But I also believe that at some point the American people and those of us who put these Republicans in office are going to run out of patience. And I don't know about you, but my patience is wearing thin. I'm tired of Paul Ryan telling us that we can wait a few more months. I'm tired of hearing that we're going to keep our powder dry and we're going to be fighting in September. And at this point, there's another vote that's going to come up, and it could very well come this week in the next few days, a vote on repealing and replacing Obamacare. And they better get it right. There are sources saying that there's still a few votes short, that there are some House Republicans who are in the moderate camp, and they're holding out. 2 members of the Freedom Caucus said to be holding out. Well, if that's the case, those members of Congress need to be scrutinized. Those members of the Republican Party who are failing to unite with President Trump in order to advance his agenda need to be publicly exposed and pressured to do the right thing. And the right thing right now is to advance the Trump agenda. So you're going to have to bear with me. I'm enormously frustrated today. I am annoyed. I am impatient. And I'm trying to be mindful of the fact that my lack of patience could very well be obfuscating me from being able to see the big picture. I particularly relate to Charles Krauthammer's observation that Republicans keep saying we're going to wait until next time. And next time never comes. I know somebody who's real fired up about this is Ann Coulter. In fact, every day she's been tweeting out how many miles of the wall have been built today. And of course, that number is 0. Every day it's 0. Ann's going to join us a little bit later this hour. She was all over the news last week with Berkeley, and they wound up, the speech was canceled. Who's to blame is hard to know because, as you heard last Thursday on my show, Ron Robinson, the president of Young America's Freedom, or Young America's Foundation, said Ann wasn't being truthful about the details surrounding the cancellation of her scheduled speech at Berkeley. We're going to let Ann respond to that and invite her back on the show in just a few minutes. You're not going to want to miss that. In the meantime, we'll dive into this controversial spending bill. Controversial only in as much as it doesn't seem to give the president much of what he said he wanted. Where are you on this? 1-800-655-MIKE if you'd like to join us. Jump on board on this Tuesday edition of the Mike Gallagher Show as we welcome you in. Really big shoe. 800-655-MIKE. You can call us or text us to the same number. I hope you join us.
Might as well jump, jump. Might as well jump. Go ahead, jump, jump. Go ahead and jump.
We are on our smartphones, our computers all the time. The average American uses electronics at least 12 hours a day. Yikes. Now, our data can be exposed to criminals who commit crimes like credit card fraud and so many things that can go wrong because of the way they can hack and all the stuff that they can do online. That's why I use WebRoot Internet Security. We have it here at the offices and the studios. I have it at home because it's the most comprehensive cloud-based antivirus software you can get. WebRoot. WebRoot helps protect you from various vicious viruses, malware, the phishing sites. All your favorite devices are protected, including your PC, your Mac, your Android, your iOS device. Stop the hackers in their tracks. Utilize WebRoot Internet Security. Sleep better at night knowing that you're protected no matter where you access the internet. It's so important to have. Visit webroot.com/radio now and save 30% on your purchase of WebRoot's Internet Security software. Webroot.com/radio. That's webroot.com/radio.
A recent study asked 12,000 adults why they take expensive multivitamins and minerals. With the answer, here is the inventor of Texas Superfood, Dennis Black.
University studies show that multivitamin supplements are mostly synthetic and do little to improve your health. I believe the secret to great health is pure natural nutrition, not chemistry-set supplements. Great health comes from nature, and that's what's in Texas Superfood. Nature's antioxidant-rich vitamins and minerals from 55 vine-ripened fruits and vegetables. So here's my health promise to you. Switch from your chemistry-set vitamins to Texas Superfood for 90 days and experience increased energy, more focus, and better sleep, or return it. No questions asked.
Now, when you order 2 bottles of Texas Superfood, you can get the 3rd bottle free, but you must call now. 877-55-TEXAS. That's 877-55-TEXAS. You can also order online at TexasSuperfood.com. Call now, 877-55-TEXAS. That's 877-55-TEXAS.
Let's talk about being your own boss, the Uber way. Would you like to be your own boss and have the power to earn extra money whenever you want? They like to call it getting your side hustle on. Listen, that's what Charles did. He recently had his first child. Driving with Uber lets Charles have the flexibility he needs as a new dad, and he earns extra cash when he wants to. When you're driving with Uber, you're in control. You work around your life. You turn on the app when you want to drive. You turn it off when you don't. Think about listening to me right now in the car and maybe making money as you're listening to the Mike Gallagher Show. I can't think of a better way to spend a Tuesday. Drive with Uber. It's the flexibility you need to be your own boss, earn extra cash when you want on your schedule, like Charles did. Go to uber.com/drive now. Every day can be payday with their instant pay where you can cash out up to 5 times a day. It goes right into your bank account. Uber.com/drive now. Uber is UBER. Uber.com/drive now. Certain restrictions apply. See site for details.
Mike Gallagher.
For me, it was the big S-Class from the 90s. Beautiful. My friend's dad had one.
The SL. All of the SLs. I've been watching those since I was a kid.
I think the 1971 SC was the first Mercedes that just blew me away.
Everyone remembers the first time they saw one, and the day they began to long for a Mercedes-Benz of their own. Well, that day may be a lot closer than you think. With a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz, you can experience the luxury, the unparalleled safety, the performance, and the style Mercedes-Benz is famous for at a price you can afford. Beautiful SUVs, sedans, coupes, and convertibles that are factory certified and covered by an unlimited mileage warranty for up to 3 years, so you can drive without a worry for as far as you like. And during the certified pre-owned sales event going on now through May 31st, you can receive 2 years of complimentary prepaid maintenance and special financing available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services, only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. You've waited long enough.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
You're listening to Love Advice with Leanne. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi, Leanne. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Why, in your professional opinion, do you never take my calls off the air?
Is this Carl?
Yep, it's Carl. I mean, we had a few dates. Everything was great. I thought,
Well, you know, when you switch to Geico, you could save a lot of money on car insurance.
Okay, awesome.
You should call them.
I will.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
The only guaranteed way to love your boss is to be your own boss. Well, when you drive with Uber, the only boss of you is you. Which is great because you're going to be the best boss you've ever had. And that has tons of perks, like being able to choose when payday is. How cool is that? No more waiting around for your bi-weekly paycheck. With Uber's Instant Pay, you get paid whenever's best for you. Like right now, for example. Cha-ching! Up early and eager to earn? Start driving. Have a couple hours to kill after your 9 to 5? Approved. Heading out of town for a couple of days or a couple months? Go ahead. The way we see it, you should be able to work on your schedule, not somebody else's. Just hop in your car, turn on the app, and get your side hustle on. So start driving with Uber today to be your own boss, boss. Visit uber.com/drive now. That's uber.com/drive now.
Mike Gallagher.
There's a lot of turmoil in the air. There really is. A lot of consternation. And I'm frustrated. I admit it. In a big way. Leadership. Man, there's so much that points to a lack of leadership right now. And listen, where do you start? Can you start with being a leader where you are, where you live? Where we play, where we pray. That's the premise of Willow Creek Association's Global Leadership Summit. It's going to take place this summer, August 10th and 11th. It's a huge event. It's really worldwide. Once a year for over 20 years, the team at Willow Creek Association have been bringing together the best leaders from all over the world, leaders from the religious and the secular worlds, business and the military, and you can participate. Now, the on-site event has been sold out for a long time in Chicago, but guess what? There are over 600 premier host sites where this is going to be broadcast live in HD. Go to my website right now, MikeOnline.com. Click on the Global Leadership Summit banner at the top of the page. Be sure to use the referral code MIKE so you can get a nice discount on being able to participate in this huge leadership summit. The Global Leadership Summit, August 10th and 11th. Again, for details, go to MikeOnline.com. Click on the Global Leadership Summit banner. Don't forget to use the referral code Mike. Let's get your reaction to what has happened out of Washington this week with this spending bill. We'll start with Dave at 20 past the hour. Hey, Dave, welcome aboard. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Mike.
Good.
Here's how I hopefully see it playing out. They put together a Trump coalition to pass health care. Then they do tax cuts. I'm not sure what they do on the border wall in 3 months.
Right.
But then when they do the 2018 budget, if they have that coalition at 216, there's no or 218, there's no threat of a shutdown for the Republicans. They can pass whatever budget they want.
Why? Why can't the Democrats continue to block? And you're saying as long as they've got the coalition that has the magic number of 218, it's smooth sailing. I mean,
it should be.
But that's the key. That's the problem, though, right now. I mean, why can't the Republicans be unified now? Why are Republicans afraid to coalesce now around what the president is trying to accomplish?
Yeah, I don't get it. If there isn't a strategy and they're just wimping out, then they're going to wimp out in the future.
That's my fear. That's my fear.
Being in Minnesota, the only Republican I'm going to vote for is whoever runs against Al
Franken. Yeah, no kidding. Well, and the other problem is, I listened to Newt Gingrich today on Fox News. He says, you know what? This is just growing pains. The Republicans are learning how to be the party in control. And I have great respect for him, and he's been through many of these battles before. I mean, he stared down the Democrats and, was the architect of the contract with America. I guess I just don't understand how hard it is to vote yes. I guess it's not hard for me as an outsider looking in to understand why it's difficult to say we're the party that's in control. We have the votes. The Democrats don't. Guess what, Democrats? You lose. America wins. Maria, you're next. Hey, Maria, welcome to the Mike Gallagher Show.
Thank you. I just wanted to say that I wonder if this is not a strategy that Trump has, because he is such a genius president that he is saying, yes, I'll sign it, but then when it comes to his desk, he says, I can't in good conscience sign this. It's going to fire up his base. It's going to attract all kinds of attention.
There'd be ticker tape parades if he did that.
Yeah, and there'd be people. Well, he'd just get a lot of support. I think he'd get a lot of extra support.
At some point, the patience that we're running out of is going to be felt by President Trump. You're going to see that, and he's going to exhibit that. There's no way that he just continues to sort of stay. I was watching a news report yesterday, and a lot of the liberal media is summing up the first 100 days. Now, their summary is, of course, he's a catastrophe, he's a disaster, he's Voldemort, he's Satan, he's the worst, he's got short fingers, he's vile. It's the same old crap with these guys, because they're still hurt and, rear end hurt over the fact that they lost on November the 8th. But you know what they all say? And all these Maggie Haberman from the New York Times and Glenn Thrush and all these guys, all of them acknowledge that he gives the media way more access to him and his administration than Obama ever did in 8 years. They acknowledge that. They reluctantly point out, well, he's, real accessible. He gives us access. Now, not all the time. They had the dust up with Glenn Thrush over the little press gathering in Spicer's office a few months ago, so that came up. But specifically, they, to a reporter, say there's way more access. I saw this little blurb about Air Force One. And apparently, in the 8 years of the Obama presidency, the pool reporters who fly with the president on Air Force One were never, ever allowed in the residential living area and the office and all that of where Obama would be. Trump did it the first week. Says, come on up. And in fact, there was a story about how they were doing it as they were landing at Andrews Air Force Base, and they hit a bunch of turbulence. So as the reporters were coming up to the front, because apparently the president's living quarters and office and all that are toward the nose of the 747. And as they were coming up, they kept hitting turbulence, and the pilot would say, no, you got to go back. There's too much turbulence. So they had to sit down, and they tried to do it again. Anyway, long story short, they all got to go through the desk and the office and the residential area of Air Force One, and a little blurb, they acknowledged that never happened in 8 years of Barack Obama. Now, that kind of stuff continually is revealed about President Trump, and you wonder, most Americans don't hear that. The media doesn't convey that with any consistency. They're never going to give the positive aspects and, frankly, the transparency of this Trump administration that the Obama administration never exhibited. Scott, you're next up. How you doing today, Scott?
Hey, Michael.
Hey.
Thanks for your honesty. But I gotta say that I truly feel that Trump is hanging by a thread, and with some of our support, I've supported him through the primaries, and all the executive orders in the world he signs is not going to make up for this budget. If he signs this, I am that guy in Ohio who got everyone in our office, as many people as I could, to support him.
Yep.
If he signs this budget, I'm done. I don't care how many executive orders he puts through.
I am not sure, and call me crazy, I'm not sure, like the other caller said a minute ago, that he doesn't pull an ace out of his sleeve and says, you know what, there's no way I can sign this. I can't sign this. I mean, we'll see, Scott. The other thing is we got to make sure that we don't let our lack of patience obscure us from realizing a couple of big benchmarks. Let's just acknowledge one thing. We're in the first 100 days. It's three and a half months. We're a little over 3 months. We're talking about what I hope will be an 8-year period of prosperity and border security and sovereignty and strength. So I've said this all along about the funding for the border wall. If the battle, as Paul Ryan claimed, takes place in September rather than May, I can live with that. Can't you? I'll bet you Ann Coulter can't live with it, though. She's next.
Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the world.
Mike Gallagher.
Neo 40 is the revolutionary, clinically proven, patented tablet that melts in your mouth, tastes great, and you know what it does that I love? It may immediately help your body produce nitric oxide. It's important for all of us over the age of 40 to pay attention to the fact that nitric oxide has a huge effect on the body. Nitric oxide is a natural gas that our body produces to keep our arteries wide and flexible. It's now referred to by doctors as the body's miracle molecule. Do you feel like your hands and your feet are getting cold and chilly? Are you just not having the circulation you used to have? Listen, don't put years in your life, put life in your years. You'll get a 30-day supply of Neo 40 free. It comes with your first order and backed by a money-back guarantee. You'll get free nitric oxide test strips to see the results in your own body, free shipping on your entire order. I absolutely love these guys. Neo 40 daily. You keep it on your memory, on your plate. Neo 40 daily.
Mike Gallagher.
The big Republican win in November shocked the media elites and shocked the political establishment of both parties. It was a wake-up call, and now the fight to make America great again is upon us. One organization has been standing up for conservative values all along, and for working-class Americans everywhere. AMAC, the conservative alternative to AARP. AMAC has been fighting for smaller government, Social Security reform, and religious freedom from the day it was founded. And while AARP was busy supporting Obamacare, AMAC was opposing the bill every step of the way. If you're over 50, I urge you to join the conservative army of AMAC members now. If you act now, a 5-year membership is only $59. Go to amac.us now or call 888-262-2006. That's 888-262-2006. Join AMAC now and be a part of this growing and important organization that fights for your values year in and year out.
With SRN News, I'm Ron DeRockstra. A vigil held in Baton Rouge, Louisiana Tuesday night for the man who was shot by police last year. The folks that were there saying that those responsible for the death need to be convicted. This after the news broke that the Justice Department would not be charging 2 white police officers in connection with the shooting death of Alton Sterling. Meanwhile, the suburban Dallas Police Department fired the police officer who shot and killed a black 15-year-old boy who was riding in a vehicle while leaving a house party Saturday. The Balch Springs Police Department says the officer was terminated for violating department policies during that shooting. An influential Republican moderate who denounced the opposition to the GOP health care bill says he's working with party leaders on an amendment that could pick up crucial votes for the stalled measure. Michigan GOP Representative Fred Upton said the proposal would provide $8 million over 5 years. This is SRN.
The tech show's on this month. You know, I was thinking of looking at home security systems.
Oh, cool. I'll go with you. We're looking for more home security ideas, too. That's why I called Budget Blinds.
Budget Blinds?
Look at this.
A remote for the blinds.
Yep, motorized.
Okay, well, that's beyond cool. I love it. But what does it have to do with home security?
Well, they also come with a timer. The blinds and drapes open themselves in the morning, close in the evening.
Oh, so it looks like somebody's home even when you're not.
Exactly, and I saved a bunch of money. Sally saved a bunch of money.
Ha, but you'll take the credit.
Yeah.
My brother, the tech genius.
Thanks, man.
Now give me that remote.
Budget Blinds motorized window coverings are the ultimate in luxury, and during the Luxury Within Reach event, they're even more affordable. The more you buy, the more you save, with savings up to $2,000. Hurry and call 855-BUDGET-BLINDS now before this offer ends, or go online to budgetblinds.com. Don't miss out. Call 855-BUDGET-BLINDS now. Offer good on select products at participating independently owned and operated franchises. Restrictions may apply. Ask for details.
Content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and negative articles can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? ReputationDefender.com can help protect your good name. Get a free consultation now. Call 800-651-4888. That's 800-651-4888. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from ReputationDefender.com right now. Call 800-651-4888. 800-651-4888. That's 800-651-4888. Or visit ReputationDefender.com today.
How's that kitchen remodel coming along?
I haven't found a reliable contractor and have no idea where to start.
What about Home Advisor?
Home what?
Home Advisor. They match you to pre-screened and top-rated pros for any kind of home project. You can even check pricing and book appointments online.
What's the catch?
No catch. Home Advisor is completely free to use.
Really? I'll check it out.
Go to HomeAdvisor.com or download the free app.
Home Advisor. Mike Gallagher.
Now, it's not like I want to blame anybody for the mistake that we made a moment ago about Neo 40, this great product that boosts your nitric oxide. And I won't blame. I'll take responsibility that the phone number and the website weren't on the copy that I was given. But I'm not blaming anybody. But if you do want to order Neo 40, let me remind you. Let me just tell you how to get it. You just call 800-901-4391. 800-901-4391, or visit Mike40.com. That's Mike40.com. Mike40.com, or 800-901-4391 for Neo 40, the revolutionary tablet that can boost the nitric oxide in your body and keep that circulation going. Now, you think I'm frustrated about the budget, the spending bill, the lack of money for the border wall. How about the author of In Trump We Trust, E Pluribus Awesome, New York Times bestselling author, and very courageous in the way she spotlighted the utter intolerance of the left, the radicals who contributed to her not speaking at Berkeley last week. But of course, on top of all that, we had Ron Robinson come on the show the other day and say some pretty edgy things about Ann and all of this. We, as you can imagine, we wanted to get Ann right back on the Mike Gallagher show, and she's able to join us today. Hello, Ann Coulter. How are you?
Hello, Mike Gallagher.
I love your tweet. I'm reading your Twitter. Today's border wall construction update. Miles completed yesterday, 0. Miles completed since inauguration, 0. Next update tomorrow. You are pounding away on something that the American people are glad you're relentless on. Let's get the wall built, right?
Yes, and I can't wait to start showing the progress.
You gonna have pictures?
I want it to get bigger every day. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully it will start soon.
But they keep insisting. I mean, every day you hear Sean Spicer and the president insist it's going to get done. Are we just running out of patience prematurely, Ann?
I don't think so, but I will say, and it's not just because I consider Trump the emperor god. But I will say I think this has a lot to do with Washington and why we elected Trump in the first place. I mean, Trump knows more about most things than I do. One thing, at least at this moment, and before he moved to Washington, I think I know more about, and that's how Washington works. Though he's going to be, he's getting that lesson right now. So, you know, he's meeting with all these congressmen and senators, smiling and shaking his hand, and then they go right back to their offices to try to undermine him. This is how Donald Trump emerged as the winning candidate of the Republican nomination, but the winning candidate in the presidency, taking states that Republicans haven't won for 20 years, including Wisconsin, by the way, when Paul Ryan was on the ticket. You would think after having seen that, if you were Paul Ryan or Mitch McConnell or any of the rest of these Lilliputians, that seeing Trump win, and a big win on November 8th, November 9th, they'd scratch everything off the calendar and set to work so they could present Trump with a wall bill the day after his inauguration.
Yeah.
They would start working on repealing the helping him with creating jobs and ending these heinous trade deals and limiting the number of foreign workers coming in to take American jobs. But no, oh my gosh, they get to Washington and it's Paul Ryan's agenda. We're right back to tax cuts. And, I love tax cuts. I don't like the government to take money. I think that's bad. But I'm starting to really hate tax cuts, Mike Gallagher. This isn't what Trump was elected for. People who don't have jobs aren't worried about taxes. We wanted jobs and a wall and protecting Americans and putting Americans first. And, oh, my gosh, these disastrous Obamacare repeal bills, it is utterly typical Republican reform.
Right.
And that is, we're going to keep the whole socialist system, but we'll give you less free stuff.
Right.
How do you like that, America? As I proposed in a column with the last disastrous Obamacare light bill they were considering, it's more complicated when it comes to how you actually, what portions have to be repealed and so on. But the concept of what needs to be done here is shockingly simple. Welfare cases are welfare. Those get paid for the way all other, and I'm not being, vicious about the welfare cases. Yes, some people are, slothful and don't work. But in the case of healthcare, some people just, they have a kid who was born with an extremely expensive problem.
Right.
No one bears them any ill will. But there's no reason for us to pay for that as a society by taking it out of Ann's premiums, Mike's premiums, your listeners' premiums. No, let the rest of us who are healthy and can afford to buy our own health insurance, buy health insurance sold on a nationwide free market. The reason health insurance is so expensive and the reason young people don't buy it is because the most corrupt entities in the universe, state insurance commissions, they control what every insurance plan has to cover. Obamacare just took it to a higher level to do it nationally. So across the country, state after state, they require, some of them are federal requirements, but a lot of them are state. You can't buy health insurance unless you are agreeing to insure against, needing gambling addiction therapy, marital therapy, pediatric dental care, maternity care. It would be like requiring people in Florida to buy earthquake insurance and people in California to buy hurricane insurance, except it's much, much, much more expensive. That's why your insurance premiums are so high.
Right.
And we know how much it would be on a free market because we do have, it would be less than $50 a month. That's what it is for all of these Christian it's basically health insurance. By law, they can't call it health insurance, but that's how much it is.
Right.
If you don't need maternity care and psychological counseling and 8 billion other things that I at least am quite sure I will never need.
All right, Charles Krauthammer said last night on Fox News, the problem with today's Republicans is they keep saying, we're going to do it next time, give us till September, and next time never comes.
Coincidentally, that was the point I made on Hannity
I saw
or Tucker last week.
I saw it.
Next time. I'm sick of this. This is exactly what happened at Berkeley. Well, no, you can't speak this time. But don't worry. The next conservative speaker will be able
We'll get him next time. We'll get him next time.
We had them on Berkeley on the ropes, and all we needed to do was file for an injunction requiring Berkeley to allow me to speak. Unless the judge was Howard Dean, we would have won. Berkeley would have had to provide a room. But no, we'll just sue for damages. Next time.
Right.
This is the Republican disease. We thought with Trump it was going to be, no, we're winning this time. Remember all that?
But he's different, right, Ann? Don't you think if anybody runs out of patience, it'll be him? Don't you?
No, I certainly haven't given up hope. I'm exalting him, and exalting his promises from that magnificent campaign.
Yep.
But I really think he is being undermined, as has happened to to great men before. I think he's learning what Washington is like, and as soon as we get back to the Trump promises, you want to do something that's popular, you want to do something that makes the Democrats look really, really bad, and the weak-kneed Republicans, force a vote on the wall.
Right.
Democrats would be terrified to vote against a wall.
Right. You're right. You're exactly right. All right, you brought up Berkeley, and of course, the one thing I did like about it is the clarity that was exhibited in what the left won't tolerate. You had some very unlikely support: Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Bill Maher, of course, which is not a big surprise. I mean, obviously he's a big free speech proponent. Ron Robinson, the president of Young America's Foundation, was on our show the other day, and this is what he said about the way this thing all played out. I want to make sure you have a chance to respond. Let's listen.
You sound frustrated with Ann Coulter.
Yeah, because I think she's lying about the circumstances in which this came in. She still could have gone to Berkeley. She's just looking for cover by attacking the people, not attacking the university, but by attacking Young America's Foundation and the students who stick their necks out. She says we abandoned the campus. These students are still there.
And what do you have to say about what Mr. Robinson had to say about you?
Well, it was obviously Berkeley's fault. It is true I should concentrate my fire on Berkeley, but YAF, Young Americans Foundation, did capitulate. They acquiesced in this and left me high and dry. As I said before, we were winning. We had the facts. We had the law.
Right.
When you have the entire left wing, I mean, I'm glad we have exposed, and this is a point that needs to keep being pushed. I've been thinking about this, and Thurgood Marshall and Martin Luther King, they had their disagreements too, and maybe I shouldn't have pointed out, but it was just very, very frustrating that when it came time to pull the trigger, and again, the one thing that needed to be done, I read the complaint written by the lawyer Harmeet Dillon, a friend of mine. I read the complaint Sunday night, and it requested, as we say in the law, a TRO, a request that the court order Berkeley to abide by the Constitution.
Right.
That's how we vindicate constitutional rights in this country.
Right.
And again, unless the judge was Howard Dean, I mean, no judge could have denied that and still face his colleagues the next day.
With a straight face.
We would have won, and YAF demanded that Young American Foundation, my allies from Washington, demanded that Harmeet pull the TRO request, the request for an injunction. I didn't find that out until like midnight Monday night. I'm going around talking about on
TV and stuff. Yeah.
Saying no, we're going to get an order. Berkeley and the Berkeley police. I'm going to speak there. I'm going to speak there. And then when they refused to do it and told me if I went to Berkeley would have nothing to do with YAF over the same thing that Berkeley had been alleging all this time. Oh, there's going to be violence. I kept saying, "Nice try, I'm coming."
Right.
And YAF and. So I said, well, for one thing, they wouldn't return. Ron Robinson, none of them would return my calls on Tuesday when I'm hysterically emailing and trying to say, this is a mistake, this is a mistake.
Right.
Suddenly they get very chatty the next day. Then they'll email me. Lawyer wouldn't take my calls, so I found another lawyer, a lefty lawyer in Las Vegas who was willing to file the TRO. He couldn't do it for YAF. YAF had hired the attorney, but he could do it for the college Republicans. I don't find out. I have funding. I have a lawyer. I don't find out until after midnight Tuesday night. YAF has ordered the college Republicans not to file their own TRO. Well, then it's over.
But you started to say a moment ago, and I'm focusing on this too, you have to feel good about exposing the utter intolerance of the left and the way this was all handled by Berkeley and how really dastardly they behaved with this. You without you willing to go there in the first place, that would have never played out the way it did, right?
Yes, I think it's important for people to see this is not a one-off, and as you know, and probably a lot of your listeners know, and YAF certainly does know, this isn't unusual.
Right.
This kind of thing is going on nonstop all over. Oh, and just before we move on, love the YAF guys, enjoy talking to them, think they made a huge mistake here. And I was very frustrated that we didn't file for the court order. So we'll end that there. But here, I mean, you hear about it all the time. Well, look at the code. These poor young men. I'd be terrified to send a young man to a college campus now.
Yep.
I mean, you ought to put him in a chastity belt because he could be utterly falsely accused of rape, expelled, have his reputation destroyed. All of the nonsense that is going on, fraternities being shut down over having Mexican siesta.
I know. And I love
taking over the college campus.
And I love the technique, the tactic of the media to say, now they're saying, well, there's extremists on both sides and violence. I mean, the showdown is represented by both sides of the spectrum. No, it's not. The violence is coming from the anarchists and the vicious thugs on the left.
100%. And also, I think it's worth pointing out that now it's time to move to the next hill, which is these ninny liberals. I mean, even some of the ones saying, well, of course she should speak. But still saying, yes, but she says hateful things. Oh, get over yourselves. What have I said that's hateful? Let's try, Hillary Clinton laughing at a victim of child rape. How about calling half the country deplorables? How about the things Al Sharpton has said that have actually led to riots and death? He has his own show on MSNBC. So, no, let's knock off this business about a few jokes of Ann Coulter being some, shocking beyond the past. But we let the Nazis march. Oh, F you.
All right. So where are you going next? Where's the next speech? Where I'm sure you've already got somebody on your radar.
I have some not in the immediate future. Summer is coming here.
Yep.
I know I have a bunch of speeches lined up, but generally I don't have that many in the summer. I know I'll be at Politicon out in California. Yep. Oh, and actually, there is an event July 27th out in California.
All right. Listen, you were willing to wade right into the lion's den and didn't come off the way you had hoped. But again, lots of people have been reminded of the way business as usual gets conducted at a place like Berkeley over a conservative speaker. So thank you, Ann, on behalf of millions of people who appreciated your strength on this.
Thank you, Mike Gallagher. Bye-bye.
Take care. Ann Coulter joining us here on the Mike Gallagher Show, fired up as expected, 12 minutes before the hour. This portion of our show brought to you by the one and only MyPillow, mypillow.com. I'm going to have lunch tomorrow with Mike Lindell at the big business breakfast at AM 970. The Answer is sponsoring out in New Jersey. Mike, of course, MyPillow sponsored our national 100 Days of Trump tour that's taking place all over the country. Tomorrow, in fact, is the big day in Jersey. If you want to come out and join us at Bergen at the Bergen Community College, Joe Piscopo will be out there, Eric Metaxas, Kevin McCullough, Dennis Prager. You can find out ticket information by going to 100daystour.com, 100daystour.com, sponsored by the pillow that everybody's wanting to get their hands on because it's the best pillow you'll ever sleep on in your life, period, end of sentence. The patented fill never goes flat during the night. It stays cool as well. You can throw it in the washer and the dryer every couple of weeks, keep it nice and clean and fresh. Mike Lindell, of course, a great American story to celebrate the Mike Lindell story. The 4-pack, the Mike 4-pack special is on. It continues here in the month of May. You buy 4 MyPillows, 2 premium MyPillows, 2 travel, go anywhere MyPillows for 50% off when you use the promo code MikeG. Go to MyPillow.com, promo code MikeG. MyPillow.com, promo code MikeG. Place that order. It's a great gift idea for everybody that you want to take care of, friends, family. MyPillow.com, use the promo code MikeG or call them, 800-928-6034. You can place your order over the phone, 800-928-6034. Just make sure you use the promo code MikeG so you can get 50% off the Mike 4-pack special from MyPillow.com. Mother's Day is coming up. Do you have mom taken care of? She wants berries, guys. Kids, she wants berries. Sherry's Berries. They once again have this amazing offer. Huge, freshly dipped strawberries starting at just $19.99 plus shipping. And right now you can double the berries for just $10 more. You pick the delivery date. Make sure you have it in time for Mother's Day. Listen, you may think you've seen gourmet dipped strawberries before, but you've never seen anything like these. They sent me a box the other day, and I got to partake in the Sherry's Berries. They're huge, sweet, juicy, covered in decadent toppings like chocolate chips, chopped nuts, white milk, and dark chocolatey goodness. Sherry's Berries will put a smile on mom's face. The only way to get this amazing deal starting at $19.99 is to visit berries.com. That's BERRIES, berries.com. Click on the microphone in the top right corner. Use the promo code MikeG. Berries.com, BERRIES, berries.com. Microphone in the upper right corner, promo code MikeG. Get mom taken care of for Mother's Day with Sherry's Berries.
Mike Gallagher.
Credit drop. Recent 520.
It's hard to know what's up with your identity if you only get part of the story.
Of course, transactions, problem, account closure.
That's what happens when you rely on monitoring your credit to protect you from identity theft.
Charges, Vegas, Tuesday.
You might detect credit changes, but you can miss threats like a cell phone account or new loan in your name, or that your personal info is for sale on the dark web.
In particular, red flag. Bad.
Why not get a more complete story to help protect your identity? At LifeLock, we detect a range of identity threats, and if you have a problem, one of our US-based specialists will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but LifeLock gives you more than you'll get from just monitoring your credit. Memberships start at $9.99 a month plus applicable taxes. Join now for 10% off. Go to LifeLock.com and enter promo code SMART. That's promo code SMART. LifeLock. More detection, more protection.
This is Eric Metaxas. Over the last year, I've been telling you about Liberty University's online degree programs, and many of you have begun completing your education through Liberty. For those of you who have not taken the step, a new year always offers new opportunities, so why not make 2017 the year you finally decide to finish your degree? Liberty University is the world's largest Christian university with over 95,000 students studying around the world through Liberty's online programs. So maybe you've procrastinated. You may have even convinced yourself that you just don't have the time. Well, the only thing standing in the way of completing your college education now is you. So whatever your excuses or reasons, 2017 can be the year you make it happen, but you need to start now. So pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250 and say the keywords Liberty University. That's pound 250 and say the keywords Liberty University. Flexible, affordable, possible. Liberty University online. Dial pound 250 and say the keywords Liberty University.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and negative articles can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? ReputationDefender.com can help protect your good name. Get a free consultation now. Call 800-651-4888. That's 800-651-4888. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from ReputationDefender.com right now. Call 800-651-4888. 800-651-4888. That's 800-651-4888. Or visit ReputationDefender.com today.
How's that kitchen remodel coming along?
I haven't found a reliable contractor and have no idea where to start.
What about Home Advisor?
Home what?
Home Advisor. They match you to pre-screened and top-rated pros for any kind of home project. You can even check pricing and book appointments online.
What's the catch?
No catch. Home Advisor is completely free to use.
Really? I'll check it out.
Go to HomeAdvisor.com or download the free app.
Home Advisor. Mike Gallagher.
This was a good day to watch President Trump's Twitter feed. Here's what he tweeted a couple of hours ago. He said, the reason for the plan negotiated between the Republicans and Democrats is that we need 60 votes in the Senate, which are not there. We either elect more Republican senators in 2018 or change the rules to 51%. And then he says, here's the kicker, and this is where you either have faith in the man or you don't. And I do have a strong, deep, abiding confidence that President Trump is going to do what he says he's going to do. And here's what he said. Our country needs a good shutdown in September to fix this mess. So, maybe they averted a shutdown this time around. It seems like the president is on record, at least via his tweet today, that he's absolutely willing to go to the mattresses in September, as they said in The Godfather, shutting down the government if that's what it takes in order to get this done. Let's hope and pray he's right. Thanks to producer Lance Anderson. Martavia's doing a great job screening today for Pavlina, who's off taking a school getting in the way of the Mike Gallagher Show. Eric Hansen, as always, thanks to you. Thank you for joining us. Sam Malone in tomorrow as I'm off on assignment for a big 100 Days of Trump tour event. Be back on Thursday. I'm Mike Gallagher. God bless America. I'm so very grateful for the opportunity to tell you about a 100% research-based formula that was created to help combat the root causes of inflammation. This is real simple. Relief Factor is just that, relief. Relief from the pain, backache, neck ache, hip pain, you name it. I had lower back pain. I started taking Relief Factor. I took 3 packets a day, and before I realized it, in about 2.5 weeks, the pain eliminated. Relief Factor helps exercise-related pain or general muscle aches and pains. Listen, over 100 million Americans suffer from ongoing pain. You've got to try Relief Factor. They put together a 3-week quick start. You get to try Relief Factor for 3 weeks. It's $19.95. Give it a shot. That's less than a cup of coffee a day to try this amazing product. All natural. It's Relief Factor. For the 3-week quick start, to read the testimonials, ReliefFactor.com. Get started with a natural pain relief that you're going to love. I sure do. ReliefFactor.com. ReliefFactor.com.
Looking for a unique last-minute gift to send Mom this Mother's Day that she won't easily forget? Why not spoil her with a gourmet gift basket from WineCountryGiftBaskets.com, packed with the most delectable items she loves most. Wine Country Gift Baskets is the premier gift basket company in the U.S. With over 50 million gift baskets sold and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, it's no wonder why we're the first choice of millions of Americans for gourmet gift baskets. We have over 350 new gourmet gifts like our famous Ghirardelli Tower at only $29.95 delivered. Our huge selection of fine wines, including Silver Oak, Robert Mondavi, Houdini, and more. Wine Country gift baskets are all designed to show Mom how much you care. Many of our baskets come with free shipping. Text the word MOM to 511-511 and receive a link to get a special discount off your entire order and delivery in time for Mother's Day. That's the word MOM to 511-511 and receive a link to get a special discount for your entire order. For value, selection, and service this Mother's Day, it's WineCountryGiftBaskets.com. The best value in gift giving. That's Wine Country Gift Baskets.
Mike Gallagher.
Are you a responsible person who finds yourself growing deeper and deeper in credit card debt and you're not sure how to fix the problem? Then get ready for a toll-free number that will put you on a path to financial recovery. Trinity Debt Management is a non-profit organization that will consolidate your accounts into one easy-to-manage monthly payment, put a stop to late fees and over-limit charges, and reduce your interest rates by as much as 60%. You'll save thousands and become debt-free for keeps. It's not a loan. It's a smart way to relieve your stress, meet your obligations, and preserve your self-respect. If your debt has you down, we should talk. Gather up your bills and call this toll-free number for a free, no-obligation debt analysis. 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976. If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
WCAB, Rutherfordton.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Ron DeRockstra. At an Israel Independence celebration at the White House Tuesday, Vice President Mike Pence says President Trump wants to see peace forged between the Israelis and the Palestinians.
The president is also personally committed to resolving the Israeli and Palestinian conflict. Even now, we're making valuable progress toward the noble goal of peace. Thanks to the president's tireless leadership, momentum is building and goodwill is growing.
A day before the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas is to visit, Mr. Pence said the president's giving some serious thought to moving the U.S. Embassy in Israel from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. A top House Republican says Congress is ready to step in if U.S. airlines don't clean up their acts.
The warning from House Transportation Committee Chairman Bill Schuster.
If we don't see meaningful results that improve customer service the next time this committee meets to address the issue, I can assure you won't like the outcome.
United CEO Oscar Munoz taking full responsibility for that incident in the viral video where a ticketed passenger was dragged from his seat to make way for airline employees.
First, we called on law enforcement when safety or security did not exist. That should never happen, period. Second, we rebooked crew at the very last minute. We created a situation at our own doing that we should never done.
Munoz promising those things will never happen again.
Capitol Hill correspondent Wally Hines reporting. Well, the Trump White House made it official Tuesday. The president will sign the $1.1 trillion catch-all spending bill, saying the administration is pleased with the additional money for the Pentagon and border security. Former Acting Attorney General Sally Yates is expected to testify for the first time next week about her January conversation with the White House about former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. The White House fired Flynn weeks later after it concluded that he had misled them about his conversation with the Russian ambassador to the U.S. News and analysis at townhall.com.
Sometimes what you want most from your car is nothing. No headaches, no surprises, no anxiety when it's late at night and you're on some distant freeway in a thunderstorm. Owning a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz can be that anxiety-free experience on every level. You know you're in one of the safest and most thoughtfully engineered vehicles on the road. And with an unlimited mileage warranty, you can drive as far as you want for up to 3 years, with roadside assistance included. Your sense of confidence and adventure are as unlimited as the warranty itself. Now you can drive the car of your dreams and realize that nothing is everything. And during the Certified Pre-Owned Sales event going on now through May 31st, you can receive 2 years of complimentary prepaid maintenance and special financing available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. Only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. You've waited long enough.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
A North Charleston police officer has signed a plea deal with prosecutors that will end cases pending against him in the 2015 shooting death of Walter Scott.
Michael Slager had been expected to go on trial on a federal civil rights charge in the shooting death of black motorist Walter Scott. The plea agreement shows he will plead guilty to the federal civil rights violation, and in exchange, state prosecutors will drop the murder charge that they still had pending against Slager.
That's correspondent Meg Kennard. A vigil held Tuesday outside the Baton Rouge convenience store where Alton Sterling was shot and killed in 2015. This after news broke that the Justice Department would not be charging 2 white police officers in connection with his death. And the Balch Springs Police Department's fired the officer involved in the shooting of a 15-year-old last week who was riding in a car leaving a house party. More on these stories at townhall.com. I'm Ron DeRockstra. There's a new study by Media Insight Project. It's a collaboration between the American Press Institute and the Associated Press NORC Center for Public Affairs Research that indicates Americans are willing to pay for news coverage.
The survey shows slightly more than half of American adults regularly pay for news through newspaper and magazine subscriptions, apps on electronic devices, or contributions to public media. Nearly 4 in 10 people under age 35 pay for news. The study also found that younger adults are also more likely to express a desire to support a news organization's mission as a reason for subscribing. And when young adults decide against paying for news, it's usually because they're not interested in the content for sale. I'm Mike Hempen.
Tuesday's close on Wall Street, the Dow adding 37 points, NASDAQ was up 4, and the S&P 500 gained 3. News and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Ron DeRockstra.
Hi, Tom Green with a check on your weather going into Wednesday. Clear, a low around 54. Sunny with a high 79 on Wednesday expected, and then partly cloudy skies with isolated showers and a low 55 Wednesday night. Thursday, cloudy, 70% chance of showers and a high around 68. We thank you for tuning to us for the latest in news, sports, and weather. Join Jim Bishop at 6:05 for the Wake Up Call, morning call-around report, and great gospel music, Lou Gillen midday. I'll be in the afternoon with yesterday's memories, afternoon call-around report, and Braves baseball. here on AM 590, WCAB, Rutherford.
America's #1 show on pop culture and politics. This is the Michael Medved Show.
And another great day in this greatest nation on God's green earth. A great day to come to terms with some very unexpected predictions about the Trump administration and the future of President Donald John Trump. One of those predictions comes from a celebrity academic, very glamorous, much acclaimed figure, author of many books, Bernie Sanders supporter, somebody who voted for Jill Stein for President of the United States, and now predicts that President Trump is a very solid bet to win re-election, and probably in a landslide. We will speak with Professor Camille Paglia a little bit later in this broadcast. We'll also come to terms with the hideous, unspeakable racism of the term Asian salad. Is that a serious example of race hatred in action at its very worst? And is the response to Yoko Ono's latest contributions, including her response to President Trump, is that a racist response as well? And an example of real racism in an arena where you would have thought that Jackie Robinson had taken care of it a long time ago, the arena of Major League Baseball. 1-800-955-1776, our phone number. First up, Hillary Clinton. She's back, if anyone doubted it. She has a new book that she says is a painful process to write. It's sometimes painful to write if you're writing about your own defeat. The question is, will it be painful to read? That was true of her previous book. It wasn't so much painful as it was just incredibly boring, and it seemed that it had gone through several rinse cycles and dry cycles. And now Hillary Clinton just delivered a live interview on TV with Christine Amanpour on CNN. And she was as part of a women's forum in New York, and she was reflecting back on her campaign and her brand new role. It's a role she claims for herself. And is this going to work for her better than the prior role of presidential candidate? Listen.
I can't be anything other than who I am. And I spent decades learning about what it would take to move our country forward, including people who, clearly didn't vote for me, to try to make sure that we dealt with a lot of these hard issues that are right around the corner, like robotics and artificial intelligence, and things that are really going to be upending the economy for the vast majority of Americans, to say nothing of the rest of the world. So, I'm now back to being an activist citizen and part of the resistance.
Okay, what does that mean, part of the resistance? If you're part of the resistance, if you see yourself as that, was that demonstrated yesterday by some of the May Day demonstrators? Are they part of the resistance too? What exactly are you resisting? This is very, very much like my column, which is out today in USA Today, and it's a lead column in the newspaper, though it has a headline that I don't like. But one of the things you should know from people who write columns, you don't get to choose the headlines. And the headline that the column should have is basically the Dems are doubling down on the same mistakes that doomed Hillary. And it's very obvious. And one of those mistakes you see illustrated in her interview. It's all about what the Democrats don't like about what President Trump is trying to do. It's all about what we're against, though nobody has any idea what they're for. That is not the way to win. And the other aspect of it is, don't Democrats understand that at this moment in American history, it may not be this way forever, but it's this moment right now, it's still the case. Right now, at this moment, inside is out. What do I mean by that? Inside, in quotes, is out. People don't want insiders. This was a huge mistake that Hillary made. It was an obvious mistake. In other words, through the campaign, repeatedly, she would say, and her supporters would say, she's the most qualified woman ever to run for president. She's the most qualified person ever to run for president. She's so qualified. She knows everybody. She knows all the world leaders. She has been there. She's done her homework. She's prepared. Okay, fine. I understand that. It was like Richard Nixon, with whom Hillary actually has some resemblances. President Nixon, when he was vice president, ran for president the first time in 1960 with the slogan, "Experience counts." Well, people were looking for experience. They were looking for a fresh start, which is why they returned to a senator who was even younger than Richard Nixon, John Kennedy, who was 43 when he ran. By the way, Nixon was only 47. It's one of the reasons, by the way, they had historic high turnout in that election. Anyway, the point about Hillary emphasizing at every turn, I'm so experienced, I'm so prepared, was just a way of emphasizing she's the biggest insider in the race. And it was a year, very obviously, as you saw with the support for Bernie Sanders, the support for Mr. Trump, the support for Ben Carson, the support even for Carly Fiorina. People wanted someone who could be perceived as an outsider, somebody who wasn't Ms. Inside, as Hillary very, very clearly was. She also had this to say about James Comey and his role in sealing her defeat.
It wasn't a perfect campaign. There is no such thing. But I was on the way to winning until the combination of Jim Comey's letter on October 28th and Russian WikiLeaks raised doubts in the minds of people who were inclined to vote for me but got scared off. And the evidence for that intervening event is, I think, compelling, persuasive, and so we overcame a lot in the campaign. We overcame an enormous barrage of negativity, of false equivalency, and so much else. But as Nate Silver, who doesn't work for me, he's an independent analyst, but one considered to be very reliable, has concluded, if the election had been on October 27th, I'd be your president.
Okay, right. The election was 2 weeks later. And doesn't this sound like she is not accepting responsibility for her loss? What's interesting about this is right now people are talking about Hillary running again. I know it seems hard to believe. She would only be 73, should still be younger than President Trump. And she's certainly younger than Bernie Sanders. Bernie would be 79, and he's talking about running again. But if there anyone out here who really wants to see Hillary Clinton run one more time, Richard Nixon ran for president 3 times, but the last 2 times that he ran for president, he won. We've had 3-time losers before. William Jennings Bryan ran 3 times. Henry Clay ran 3 times, and they lost and lost, never became president. Could Hillary Clinton run a 3rd time and actually win? Chris Cillizza over at CNN has a list of 22 Democratic potential candidates for president because President Trump is polling poorly and seems to be a vulnerable candidate right now. Well, it wasn't only James Comey who's blamed by Secretary Clinton in her conversation today with Christiane Amanpour of CNN. It's also that old bogeyman of the left, misogyny, women hatred. Listen.
I wonder if you could address, you've just spoken eloquently about the sexism, misogyny, and inequity around the world, but do you believe it exists here still? And do you think Were you a victim of misogyny? And why do you think you lost the majority of the white female vote? The security moms, the people who want to be protected from the kinds of challenges you're talking about right now.
Right. Well, you know, the book's coming out in the fall.
But we're
just to give you a tiny little preview, yes, I do think it played a role. I think other things did as well. Every day that goes by, we learn more about some of the unprecedented interference, including from a foreign power whose leader is not a member of my fan club. And so I think it is real. It is very much a part of the landscape politically and socially and economically.
Okay, so in other words, she lost because of James Comey, Vladimir Putin, and misogyny. Really? Is that the base of the best they have to offer? And the best they have to offer right now is I'm going to be a member of the resistance. What is it that they could do to offer some kind of constructive alternative? Or is there nothing? We'll get to Nancy Pelosi's comments and comments by President Trump coming up.
Michael Medved.
Now, Lou Gillum, AM 590, WCAB.
She spent a lot of sleepless nights staying up with you, taking care of you as a baby, working late on your school projects, and maybe waiting by the front door a few minutes after curfew. Now, this Mother's Day is a great time to give it all back. A great night's sleep with a set of Boll & Branch sheets. Each set is handcrafted from 100% organic cotton. That means Boll & Branch sheets not only feel amazing, they look stunning too, because Boll & Branch sells exclusively online. That's half the price for twice the quality. Everybody who sleeps on Boll & Branch sheets loves them, as do I. Your mom is guaranteed to love them too, and that's why she can try them risk-free for 30 nights. This Mother's Day, give the mom in your life night after night of luxurious sleep. Now through Mother's Day, get $50 off your very first set of sheets when you go to bollandbranch.com and use the promo code MEDVED. That's bollandbranch.com, spelled BOLL and branch.com, promo code MEDVED, MEDVED. bollandbranch.com, promo code MEDVED. I'm going to let you in on a secret. Mother's Day is coming up, but one Mother's Day gift that I'm not going to give to my wife, Dr. Diane Medved, is Ovation Cell Therapy. Why not? Because she already has it, loves it, uses it every day.
It's really true, Michael. My hair really is softer, thicker, stronger, longer because I've been using Ovation Cell Therapy, and I'm not going to give it up, and I'm also not going to wait for you to give it to me.
And you know what? They have a 5-piece gift set for Mother's Day. It's priced to save you 50%, and the cost is so low you'll feel foolish if you miss out. Get all your Mother's Day shopping done quickly and affordably today at ovationhair.com. New customers should select Medved with the survey at checkout for an additional introductory discount. It really matters. You can't lose, guaranteed, or your money back. That's ovationhair.com. And remember to select Medved at checkout. Everyone on your gift list will love their hair again. Ovationhair.com.
WCAB, Rutherfordton.
I thought I'd never buy online. What if they looked bad or were poor quality? What if I couldn't install them? Then I heard of Blinds.com, just like you. On the radio. The prices, selection, and quality are amazing. The shipping is free, samples are free, and their professional designers gave me a free online design consultation, helping me pick, measure, and install the perfect blinds for every room. And when we figured out I'd ordered the wrong size, they said not to worry and sent me the right size for free. That night, I had friends over, and they could not believe what a big difference my new blinds made. They said it was like I had a new house. I'll never buy blinds any other way.
Welcome spring with site-wide savings at Blinds.com. Now through May 2nd, get 20% off site-wide at Blinds.com. Just use promo code SHUTTERS. That's 20% off your entire order now through May 2nd when you go to Blinds.com and use promo code SHUTTERS. Blinds.com, promo code SHUTTERS. Rules and restrictions apply.
Are you a responsible person who finds yourself growing deeper and deeper in credit card debt and you're not sure how to fix the problem? Then get ready for a toll-free number that will put you on a path to financial recovery. Trinity Debt Management is a non-profit organization that will consolidate your accounts into one easy-to-manage monthly payment. Put a stop to late fees and over-limit charges and reduce your interest rates by as much as 60%. You'll save thousands and become debt-free for keeps. It's not a loan. It's a smart way to relieve your stress, meet your obligations, and preserve your self-respect. If your debt has you down, we should talk. Gather up your bills and call this toll-free number for a free, no-obligation debt analysis. 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976. If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
Minutes after the hour on the Michael Medved Show. It is a remarkable moment in American history. No, really it is. Because, honestly, up till the very, very last moments of this show, Hillary Clinton just did her interview with Christiane Amanpour, which I watched with fascination. Right up to the last moments of the show, I didn't know where to begin today. Because there is so much embarrassing stuff, and not just from Democrats, though we'll lead with Democrats. We'll get to the embarrassing stuff with President Trump coming up, and there's plenty of it. I mean, just to one thing, and you honestly have to ask yourself a question. I mean, seriously, so much want him to succeed. I want to see the health care reform, the repeal and replace bill passed, and that is looking again like a train wreck. I am glad they averted a government shutdown. So why is it that after averting a government shutdown and putting together this budget deal with bipartisan support that will at least keep our federal government operating till September, by which time one can hope we will have gotten past this North Korean crisis, why would the President of the United States at 3 a.m, which is when he does these things, as Hassan Minhaj pointed out at the Correspondents' Dinner, he does it stone cold sober because Mr. Trump, President Trump, doesn't drink. And by the way, that's legitimate. He apparently doesn't drink at all. He's talked about it. His older brother, Fred, had a drinking problem. He was an alcoholic and died young. And Trump avoids booze, which is probably a very good thing. But in any event, the president sent out these two tweets. The reason for the plan negotiated between the Republicans and Democrats is that we need 60 votes in the Senate, which are not there. And then this, we either elect more Republican senators in 2018 or change the rules now to 51%. Our country needs a good shutdown in September to fix mess. Really? A shutdown would fix the mess. What do you think the level of popular support for a government shutdown that's engineered entirely by the Republican Party, right? Because the Republicans control the House, we control the Senate, we control the White House. President Trump controls the White House. What does it say if when you have Republicans in the House and the Senate in the majority, and you have a Republican president sitting there, at least theoretically, willing to work with them, that you need a good shutdown to fix the mess? 1-800-955-1776, our phone number. Nancy Pelosi, Jonathan Karl of ABC, asks her the obvious question about the fact that the Democrats in Capitol Hill are in a complete mess. They're losing big time. They're discrediting themselves. They're alienating the American public. Here's the question and answer.
But if you look at our latest ABC News Washington Post poll, 2/3 of the American people say the Democratic Party is out of touch. That is more than say President Trump is out of touch, more than say Republicans are out of touch. Isn't the Democratic Party a bit of a mess right now, too?
No, it isn't. The Democratic Party is unified. I would say my own critique of the Democrats, we have walked the walk. but we haven't talked the talk. All we do is fight for America's working families against special interests that the Republicans represent, but that has not come across.
Okay, that has not come across. And why is that? It's because of the imbalanced media? Because of the stinking fake news? Because of the right-wing media that won't give the liberals a fair chance? Are you kidding me? I mean, look, yes, there are conservative voices in the media, but the dominant voices in the media, the dominant media narrative is anti-Trump, pro-Democrat, isn't it? She continues to praise the position of the Democratic Party. Listen.
We heard you give President Trump an F-. What's your grade for Democrats during the first 100 days of the Trump era?
Oh my gosh, in terms of unity, 100% unified. That's how we were able to work with an outside mobilization, channeling the energy of the American people to defeat their drastic, horrible health care bill.
Okay, right, and people are so thrilled and satisfied with where we are now and the result. Then why is it that people are saying that the Democratic Party has inspired no confidence? A final question about defining where the Democrats are as the opposition party.
How does a Democratic House, you as a Democratic Speaker, work with this president? I mean, you've been the resistance. You look a lot like a party of no right now. You're blocking.
I don't think that at all.
Opposing what he's done. Well, how do you work with him?
What is he proposing? A bill that had 17% support in the public in his health care bill? He hasn't really proposed anything. We're looking for the infrastructure bill, which we welcome and want to work with the president on. We welcome some of his ideas, as you said in the campaign, about work and home balance in terms of child care, etc. I see everything as an opportunity, and I've never seen so much willingness to help win. And if winning means winning for the American people, that either we win or whoever wins understands the priorities of the American people, and they are not what President Bush, I'm so sorry, President Bush. I never thought I'd pray for the day that you were president again, but
you're praying for the day that President Bush is president again.
Well, we worked, and so you asked the question: how would I work with a Republican president? The way we worked with President Bush, we got a great deal accomplished. We opposed him on the war in Iraq vociferously. We opposed him on his privatization of Social Security.
None of this is true.
We worked with him on many other issues. The biggest energy bill in the history of our country. A tax bill that helped low-income working families, PEPFAR, that he wanted, and we want it to be big, and we found our common ground. The list goes on and on.
About? I mean, this is pathetic. By the way, she said we opposed him on the Iraq war vociferously. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. They voted to authorize the war in Iraq, including votes by Hillary Clinton and John Kerry and other leaders of the Democratic Party. The majority of Democratic U.S. senators voted to authorize the war. That's why the authorization for the war in Iraq got 76 out of the 100 votes in the U.S. Senate. Let's go quickly to Don in Philadelphia. Don, you're on the Michael Medved Show.
Hey, Mike, listen, the only thing worse than a sober drunk would be a drunken Trump. But I got to say, my vote was up for grabs in this past election. The Democrats couldn't win it. They don't have anyone like Sam Nunn. Hillary Clinton, I think, won't win if she runs again. And there are three reasons that she never mentions that I think are so important. And one is people didn't want to return to the Clinton years. Two is she ran a boring campaign, had a boring VP pick. She should have picked somebody like Cory Booker, which might have gotten some more African Americans out to vote. And the third thing is, what did she stand for? Like you say all the time, what the heck did she stand for other than legalized abortion?
And other than being the non-Trump. What about these 22 Democrats who apparently are running for president? Some of them are big-name surprises. We'll get to that. One who's supposed to be a serious candidate coming up on the Medved Show.
The thing is this is a big deal.
The Michael Medved Show.
What makes a good radio station? Local involvement, complete news coverage, sports, constant weather updates, talk shows, contests, today's country hits, and yesterday's memories. Come to think of it, I guess you're listening to it. WCAB.
WCAB, Rutherfordton.
White House has made it official. The president will sign the $1.1 trillion catch-all spending bill. White House Budget Office says in an official policy statement the administration is pleased with additional money for the Pentagon and border security, though it's concerned that lawmakers ignored Mr. Trump's request that the spending increases be accompanied by spending cuts. Former Acting Attorney General Sally Yates expected to testify for the first time next week about her January conversation with the then White House about a former National Security Advisor, Michael Flynn, who was fired after officials concluded he had misled them about his conversation with the White House ambassador to the U.S. The Kremlin says Russian President Putin and President Trump agreed to step up U.S.-Russian diplomatic efforts on Syria. The Kremlin characterized the call as businesslike and constructive and said the two may even meet later on this summer in Germany. This is SRN News.
Sometimes what you want most from your car is nothing. No headaches, no surprises, no anxiety when it's late at night and you're on some distant freeway in a thunderstorm. Owning a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz can be that anxiety-free experience on every level. You know you're in one of the safest and most thoughtfully engineered vehicles on the road. And with an unlimited mileage warranty, you can drive as far as you want for up to 3 years, with roadside assistance included. Your sense of confidence and adventure are as unlimited as the warranty itself. Now you can drive the car of your dreams and realize that nothing is everything. And during the Certified Pre-Owned Sales event going on now through May 31st, you can receive 2 years of complimentary prepaid maintenance and special financing available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. Only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. You've waited long enough.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
Credit drop. Recent 520.
It's hard to know what's up with your identity if you only get part of the story.
Of course, transactions, problem, account closure.
That's what happens when you rely on monitoring your credit to protect you from identity theft.
Charges, Vegas, Tuesday.
You might detect credit changes, but you can miss threats like a cell phone account or new loan in your name, or that your personal info is for sale on the dark web.
In particular, red flag. Bad.
Why not get a more complete story to help protect your identity? At LifeLock, we detect a range of identity threats, and if you have a problem, one of our U.S.-based specialists will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but LifeLock gives you more than you'll get from just monitoring your credit. Memberships start at $9.99 a month plus applicable taxes. Join now for 10% off. Go to LifeLock.com and enter promo code SMART. That's promo code SMART. LifeLock. More detection, more protection.
Okay, just like everybody else, I'd been hearing all about MyPillow, and I was skeptical initially that it really was as great as everybody says it is. Well, got my first MyPillow, and I do love it. I sleep better at night, wake up with less stiffness and aches and pains. It's a terrific product. MyPillow is offering 50% off on the 4-pack special, and you'll also receive free shipping. If you're looking for a great night's sleep, now's the perfect time to get your first MyPillow. If you already know how great MyPillow is, why not give them to everybody you know? They're great gifts. Call 1-800-320-6280. Use the promo code MEDVED or go to MyPillow.com, but make sure you use the promo code MEDVED to get that big 50% discount. Call 1-800-320-6280. 1-800-320-6280. Use the promo code MEDVED. 1-800-320-6280 and use that promo code MEDVED. Blinds.com's 100% satisfaction guarantee means even if you mismeasure or you pick the wrong color, they'll remake your blinds for free. And if you act today, you can still get 20% off site-wide when you go to Blinds.com and use the promo code MEDVED. That's Blinds.com, the promo code MEDVED. Rules and restrictions apply. Talking about problems for Democrats, which are obvious. In my column in USA Today, the three things that I talk about, mistakes that Hillary Clinton made that Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer are repeating. Number one, we all know what you're against, right? What are you for? How do you want to change America? Because if you're against everything, if you just want to stop Trump, stop. This, by the way, is why I didn't like the headline that they used for my column. The headline they used was Dems need new plan to beat Trump. No, the issue isn't beating Trump. You need a new plan if you want to gain ground yourself, or if you want to help America, for goodness sake. Because beating Trump is not what it's all about, right? People need to have something to vote for. Somebody who looks reasonable and sane and competent. And certainly the Democrats do not. What are the Democrats trying to achieve in Washington other than beating Trump? 1-800-955-1776, our phone number. The second point and the second problem with Democrats repeating Hillary's mistake is just relying on identity politics. And you saw this with all the demonstrations yesterday. We've got to help the LGBT community. We've got to help minorities. We've got to help this group and that group and this aggrieved group. And the whole idea that you can put together a majority by not talking about what's good for the country as a whole, but giving things and promising things to different little slices of the population didn't work. Hillary Clinton didn't win women, as Christiane Amanpour pointed out in the interview with Hillary. She lost white women. She lost white women by 9 points. She did win just barely women in general because she won minority women overwhelmingly. But here's another bit of news. Trump won the election in part because he did better among blacks and Latinos than Romney did. Not much better, but a little bit. That's all he needed. And then the third thing is this idea of not getting it, that Americans really don't want insiders. People looked at that split screen, the Washington Correspondents' Dinner versus Trump's rally in Harrisburg. Trump people are very happy with that because Trump was with normal salt-of-the-earth Americans. And the Correspondents' Dinner looked like a bunch of snooty Hollywood celebs and establishment media types. Let's go to your calls and to Donald in Columbus, Ohio. Hello, Donald. You're on the Medved Show.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call.
You bet.
My response to Trump being reelected. Why, whenever a Republican wins an election, well, like you act like Republicans are going to win for the next 30 years or something?
Oh, I don't think that. I don't think that for a moment. I'm going to be debating this with Camille Paglia. She, by the way, is not a Republican. Camille Paglia is a professor in Philadelphia, and she's an academic and a left-wing Bernie Sanders supporter. She voted for Jill Stein. She didn't vote for Trump. She's just looking at the reality. And it's not that Trump is winning, it's the Democrats are losing. But go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say that Trump ran on being a bigot, not a Republican. And I asked you before, if Obama could have ran again, would he have won? And you said you think he would have won.
Absolutely.
So that means the candidate was bad, not the Democratic Party. Hillary was a bad candidate.
Donald, I agree with you, but don't you think that the way the Democrats have handled themselves since the election has also been bad? Because they've been making exactly the same mistakes that Hillary made. Where are they offering hope to Americans? Where are they offering to actually respond, fix things, make things better? The answer is they're not. Appreciate your call. Let's go quickly. And much more. Also, the Great Civil War debate. Okay, again, as a student of history and a writer of books about American history, can't avoid this one. Is there some explanation for why President Trump has stumbled into this most recent controversy about Andrew Jackson, the Civil War? Andrew Jackson died in 1845. It was 16 years before the war started. We'll get to that coming up on the Medved Show. Meanwhile, this came in from Ohio. Jody from Ohio writes, I clean for a living, and I'm very active. I was having joint and muscle aches. I started taking Relief Factor, and it's helped immensely. I'm telling everyone about Relief Factor? Well, you can find out all about it. Go to the website, to relieffactor.com. This is a natural, wholesome, healthy dietary supplement. There's no prescription drugs, no chemicals, no side effects, just good, healthy stuff. And Relief Factor can ease or eliminate pain in those body parts that are hurting. They're sore, such as neck and shoulder, back, hip, or knee. Go to relieffactor.com, or you can call them. It's $19.95, just 95 cents a day, less than a cup of coffee a day. $19.95 for 3 weeks to get you started on Relief Factor, and 80% of people who get that quick start for $19.95 end up reordering. You can get your Relief Factor at 800-500-8384. Give them a call, 800-500-8384, Relief Factor. We'll be right back.
National security experts say it could give the Chinese government direct access to U.S. citizens' data. Multiple media outlets report U.S. soldiers' security could be at risk, and bipartisan members of Congress warn Chinese spies could endanger American safety and security. MoneyGram might be purchased by Ant Financial, a company that the Chinese government owns a significant stake in. MoneyGram holds years of personal and financial information, social security numbers, birth dates, addresses, financial activity for millions of Americans, including thousands of members of the military. If the deal goes through, troop locations and deployments can be tracked by a hostile foreign entity. For years, America's economic strength has been at risk from a well-coordinated, state-sponsored Chinese infiltration of American companies, including theft of sensitive personnel files of tens of millions of American military and government personnel. Call the White House. Tell President Trump to make good on his promise to stop the Chinese from buying American companies that put U.S. security at risk. Paid for by Protect Our Data and Our Safety, LLC.
WCAB, Rutherfordton.
November shocked the media elites and shocked the political establishment of both parties. It was a wake-up call, and now the fight to make America great again is upon us. One organization has been standing up for conservative values all along, and for working-class Americans everywhere. AMAC, the conservative alternative to AARP. AMAC has been fighting for smaller government, Social Security reform, and religious freedom from the day it was founded. And while AARP was busy supporting Obamacare, AMAC was opposing the bill every step of the way. If you're over 50, I urge you to join the conservative army of AMAC members now. If you act now, a 5-year membership is only $59. Go to amac.us now or call 888-262-2006. That's 888-262-2006. Join AMAC now and be a part of this growing and important organization that fights for your values year in and year out.
Our daughter-in-law, Rochelle, is now a new mother. So that means she's suddenly on the Mother's Day list. What do you have in mind, Dr. Diane Medved?
Well, I think we should give Rochelle ovation cell therapy because I love it so much, and it'll make her hair softer, longer, stronger, and thicker.
I see it on you all the time and appreciate it constantly. This Mother's Day, get everyone you love the promise of healthy, shiny, revitalized hair with the Ovation Mother's Day gift set. Buy now before they sell out. It's a limited supply, and they do sell out fast. Get all your Mother's Day shopping done quickly and affordably at ovationhair.com. New customers, select Medved in the survey at checkout for an additional introductory discount. It really matters. You can't lose, guaranteed, or your money back. That's ovationhair.com. Remember to select Medved at checkout. Everyone on your gift list will love their hair again. Ovationhair.com. Four minutes after the hour on the Michael Medved Show. There is sometimes good news out of Washington. And I actually think it's good news that the tide appears to have turned against an idea that I've always thought was an extremely destructive idea. Why a destructive idea? Because I'm talking about the border adjustment tax, the so-called BAT. We spoke about this with Larry Kudlow earlier, and most of the people who I greatly respect, in the Senate and in the House, people like Tom Cotton of Arkansas and Jeff Flake of Arizona and John McCain of Arizona and Lindsey Graham and Orrin Hatch are all tremendously against this very bad idea. And by the way, the Trump administration has not taken a position on it. They're not pushing for it, and that's a good thing. Because this would really damage American consumers. It would raise prices on everyday goods, including clothing, computers, gas, groceries. There's some estimates that it would increase the costs to an average family to $1,700 a year. So find out more about the border adjustment tax. You can go to a website that's set up for that purpose. It's at smarttaxpolicy.com. Go to smarttaxpolicy.com. Meanwhile, President Trump on the Civil War. Okay, this is not quite as embarrassing as many people think, but it's plenty embarrassing. The real question is, why say anything, Mr. President? I understand that he's just beginning to learn a little bit about American history. He had previously said in an interview with Bob Woodward that he'd never read a presidential biography. He said that when he was a candidate. And apparently he's looked at John Meacham's fine book about Andrew Jackson, American Lion, but he don't think he read it very thoroughly. Andrew Jackson died 16 years before the Civil War. And for President Trump to say about Andrew Jackson, he says, I mean, had Andrew Jackson been a little later, you wouldn't have had the Civil War. He was a very tough person, but he had a big heart. He was really angry about what he saw, what was happening with regard to the Civil War. He said there's no reason for this. People don't realize, the Civil War, if you think about it, why? People don't ask that question. But why was there the Civil War? Why could that one not have been worked out? Actually, some of the best historical writing ever in American history has been on that issue. Why did we have a Civil War? And I want to post up at our website, there's an essay that really changed my life. It's one of the things that made me want to write historical essays from 1949, right? It's by Arthur Schlesinger Jr., who later became an aide to President Kennedy. And it's about the idea that sometimes in history you have irreconcilable ideas. You have a moral logjam, is the phrase he uses. And yes, sometimes you have issues like slavery, like communism, where you can't split the difference. As President Lincoln said, quoting the Bible, a house divided against itself cannot stand. Let's go to John in Aberdeen, Washington. John, you're on the Michael Medved Show.
Mike, my friend, good to hear you again. And
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
You bet.
So there were 5,000 Democrats in my neck of the woods that sat this vote out, right? So they brought this loss on themselves, and I suspect that was due to Bernie Sanders and what the DNC did to him, right? So knowing that, right, in Nancy Pelosi's statement of hope and change, they're resisting Trump's dismantling of what Obama built is going to bring those 5,000 troops back into the fold.
Except, hold on for a moment. My strong guess is that people who voted for Bernie Sanders and were very enthusiastic about Bernie Sanders probably don't think that Barack Obama created a utopia. They probably are not so enthusiastic for President Obama. I know a lot of Bernie Sanders supporters, and they view President Obama as a sellout.
But he started them on their way. That was his point. He was socialist light, probably, if you want to call it.
Well, yeah, except again, for instance, Bernie Sanders supporters at least have the intellectual integrity to favor single-payer health care, what Bernie calls Medicare for all. They don't favor new student loans that are government subsidized. They favor free college tuition. In other words, I don't think that the reason that that Bernie Sanders, if Bernie Sanders supporters really cared about protecting the Obama legacy, they would have been more motivated, it seems to me, to come out to vote for Hillary Clinton. But I agree with you. I think they did sit it out. And my problem with Democrats is they're giving no hope, no energy to Bernie Sanders supporters or people who like the idea of an outsider coming in and shaking things up, as President Trump manifestly is doing. Let's go to Bob in La Mesa, California. Bob, you're on the Michael Medved Show.
Mike, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
The president's tweet was two-parter. There was the shutdown and 51 votes. And the reason to think about a shutdown, which is a bad idea, is because of this filibuster. The majority party cannot move legislation through the Senate because the minority party has too much power.
Well, it doesn't have that power if you go with reconciliation. And the way this works on tax reform, and a lot of people don't understand this, Bob, and I'm very sure of this. I've checked it out. I've looked at the legal precedents. If they do tax reform for 10 years, so it's not permanent, it's just 10 years, but 10 years is an eternity in Washington time, they can do it with 51 votes. The only filibuster only works if they're talking about permanently changing the long-term tax system. But if they agree to tax changes that will be sunset, they can go ahead and pass this with the 51 votes. And that's actually the direction they should work, because the idea of any sort of permanent tax system, that should only be the case if they radically reform it and make it much more simple, direct, transparent, as with a fair tax or a flat tax or something much more sweeping than what's on the table. We'll be right back on the Medved Show.
Portions of the Michael Medved Show are sponsored in part by the Smart Tax Policy Coalition. 1-800-955-1776. The Michael Medved Show.
Start the day with local news with the popular morning report at 6:55 a.m. Get North Carolina news, national news from ABC, and local reports from Lake Lure to Cliffside. Be the first to know on WCAB.
But it's definitely not so great when you're dealing with precious metals and a precious metals dealer. This is Michael Medved for American Federal Rare Coin and Bullion. For several years, I've been proud to purchase my precious metals investments from American Federal, and I can tell you firsthand, you'll never experience scare tactics, misleading hype, or high-pressure sales. Not from Nick Gorovich, American Federal's owner, and his staff, because these people pride themselves on providing personalized attention, accurate facts, and educating consumers. They travel all 50 states, meeting clients face to face. Nick even flew to my home in Washington State to evaluate my portfolio and answer questions. American Federal will take the time to show you how different coins have performed. They'll evaluate your portfolio, and you'll receive the information you need to make an informed decision. Or give them a call toll free, 800-221-7694. That's 800-221-7694. And receive half off commission. That's AmericanFederal.com.
WCAB, Rutherfordton.
Select Quote agent with a true story that could save you hundreds of dollars a year. A woman named Linda just called. Her husband, Ray, has a $300,000 group life insurance policy, but is changing jobs and can't take it with him. Well, I impartially shopped the highly rated term life insurance companies we represent and found Ray, who is 41 and takes medication to control his cholesterol, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $26 a month. That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 1-800-566-2424. That's 1-800-566-2424. 1-800-566-2424. Or go to SelectQuote.com. We shop, you save. Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your price can vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Amazing to realize, but it's been almost 2 years I've been talking with you about Relief Factor, and I can tell you I've been continually inundated with testimonials. If you're struggling with ongoing back or neck pain, shoulder, hip, or knee pain, or general muscle pain, pains of any kind, do what tens of thousands of others have done so successfully. Go to ReliefFactor.com and order their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. 1-800-500-8384. That's 1-800-500-8384.
Ransomware is software that can infiltrate your business through email, enabling cyber criminals to hijack sensitive information as ransom for your own data's release. Leveraging Barracuda email security with advanced threat detection can stop a ransomware attack in its tracks. As an added measure, Barracuda Backup allows you to recover your data without having to surrender to extortion. Crime doesn't pay when you protect your business data with Barracuda. Go to barracuda.com/ransomware to learn more.
"55 minutes after the hour, one of the real questions for Americans: how do you come together with a polarized, divided country? How about getting a good night's sleep with MyPillow? And regardless of your political orientation, this is a great product. I mean, people at all stages of life, all economic levels, love MyPillow. And you know what? It's so affordable if you use the promo code MEDVED. Right now, it's 50% off the 4-pack special, plus free shipping, if you call 1-800-320-6280 and use the promo code MEDVED. Magic word. 1-800-320-6280. This is like 4 pillows for the price of one. You can give them away as gifts, and they're great gifts, or go to mypillow.com. But be sure you use that promo code MEDVED. Let's go to Kurt in Minneapolis. Kurt, you're on the Michael Medved Show.
Hi, Michael. Thanks for taking my call. Hey, I don't think any more people that voted for Hillary last time want to vote for her, but I think she's definitely going to running again. I know she's going to, and I can tell you how I know and how it's going to happen.
Go ahead.
Well, you talked about that white women's vote. She keeps showing up in the middle of the woods, running into white women and their daughters. That was what was happening in the first month after the election. 2 weeks ago, she's trying on Katy Perry's shoes, and all of a sudden she's a model. So every month or so, something comes up where the press is very friendly to her, and there's just kind of this re-releasing.
Well, I think the press. Look, right now there's a sort of a natural instinct to feel sorry for her. I mean, she won an election that she clearly expected to win, where overconfidence was part of her problem. And given the fact that the Democratic nomination really is up for grabs, I don't think it's inconceivable that she'll run again, but I kind of doubt it. I think what she's doing right now is getting ready to promote a book that's supposed to be coming out in the fall. And I think the book will probably be a disappointment commercially, but who knows? Let's go quickly to Sean, Atlanta. Hello, Sean. You're on the Medved Show.
Hello, Michael. Thank you. The Democrats had built a beautiful picture by Obama, and I think that Trump and his administration are taking that away. That's the reason why the Democrats are at an uproar. I believe that we were satisfied. Now, it's obvious what's going on. We mad because Trump is, Obama had put things like health care. All of that it's been taken away by Trump.
Nothing has been taken away. I mean, the health care obviously has to get reformed and replaced. But again, the idea of erasing Obamacare or consigning kids to suffering, which Jimmy Kimmel was crying about on his TV show last night, Sean, that's not going to happen. Look, we have a constitutional system. It guarantees a certain amount of balance, not lurching change one direction or another. It should, God willing, provide some stability and a great future for this greatest nation on God's green earth.
WCAB, Rutherfordton.
Cruising the open road. Well, that vroom sound you hear isn't just horsepower, it's earning power. In fact, if you were driving with Uber, you could be earning as we speak. That's because Uber is the ultimate side hustle. Your chance to make money whenever you feel like it, whenever you need it, whenever you have spare time. I know you like the sound of that. Have an hour to kill while your kid's at practice? Drive with Uber. Want to put away cash for a rainy day? Drive with Uber. Saving up to buy a ring? Drive with Uber. You'll totally get a yes. It's a super flexible way to make money on your schedule. Earn for a couple hours here, earn for an hour there, take a gym break, then get back to earning. Plus, you get paid right away with Instant Pay. Just push a button and the money you earn goes straight to your account. So get your side hustle on, because the only sound better than vroom is cha-ching. Visit uber.com/drive now. That's uber.com/drive now.
All you ever need in news, weather, sports, and the best blend of the oldies is right here on the mighty 590 WCAB.
I'm Ron DeRockstra. The House is expected to sign off on Wednesday on a $1.1 trillion plan to fund the government through September.
House Speaker Paul Ryan claiming a big victory on border security despite no money for the president's wall.
This bill has the biggest increase in border security funding in 10 years.
The bill also includes about a $15 billion boost for the Pentagon, about half of what the president wanted. Democrats claim they blocked some 160 poison pill riders that would have, among other things, weakened financial regulations and cut environmental funding.
Capitol Hill correspondent Wally Hines. The White House says President Trump and Russian President Putin had a very good conversation about the ongoing crisis in Syria.
This phone call marks the first time that Presidents Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin have spoken since the U.S. launched missiles against an airbase in Syria. That attack drew sharp criticism from Russia, one of the Syrian government's strongest backers, and U.S. officials condemned Putin's continued support for Syria's leader, Bashar Assad.
Correspondent Jackie Quinn reporting. Less than 24 hours before Palestinian Mahmoud Abbas visits the Palestinian president, that is Mahmoud Abbas, visits the White House Wednesday, Vice President Mike Pence said President Trump will not put Israel's security at risk in order to get a peace deal with the Palestinians.
While there will undoubtedly have to be compromises, you can rest assured, President Donald Trump will never compromise the safety and security of the Jewish state of Israel, not now, not ever.
Pence made his remarks at an Israel Independence Day event at the White House. Innkeepers, restaurateurs, and landscapers around the U.S. say they're struggling to find seasonal help and turning down business in some cases because the government tightened up on H-2B visas for temporary foreign workers. More news and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Ron DeRockstra.
Hiring is the most challenging part of my job. It's really hard. The searching, the sorting through resumes. Most people don't have the right experience.
We started using ZipRecruiter about 3 months ago. Right from the start, you could tell it was going to make hiring a lot easier. One click and my job was posted to 200 plus job boards, all the top sites.
All of the candidates came to my dashboard, and it's easy to compare them. Thumbs up if I liked them, thumbs down if I didn't. No emails and attachments, printing up docs, phone calls, none of that.
And I couldn't believe the number of great applicants we got. I had the person we needed within 1 week. I don't know how we hired before ZipRecruiter.
Whether you're looking to fill one position or 20, find the best candidates with ZipRecruiter, where your job is just one click away from 200 plus job sites. ZipRecruiter, the fastest way to hire. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/start. That's ZipRecruiter.com/start. ZipRecruiter.com/start.
An official at the Justice Department says Attorney General Jeff Sessions is committed to prosecuting those who commit religious hate crimes.
Most religious hate crimes involve people who are Jewish. They have been going up.
Religious hate crimes against Muslims are the fastest growing category.
In the Senate Judiciary Committee, California Democrat Dianne Feinstein thinks there is a connection to the presidential election.
Due in part to the perception that people in positions of power are indifferent to what's happening.
The Justice Department's Eric Treen has offered no theories on the rise in religious hate crimes.
The leading causes of anti-Muslim bias is not knowing a Muslim.
President Trump has condemned vandalism at Jewish cemeteries. There has been no comparable condemnation for anti-Muslim bias. Ed Donahue, Washington.
You can find more of these stories at townhall.com. I'm Ron DeRockstra. Baltimore Orioles center fielder Adam Jones got an extended applause tonight from Boston's Fenway Park fans as he took his first at bat.
This comes one day after Jones heard racial slurs from the stands. Red Sox pitcher Chris Sale stepped off the mound briefly to give fans more time to applaud Jones, who also had a bag of peanuts thrown toward him on Monday night. The fan behavior prompted apologies from Boston Red Sox president Sam Kennedy, who pledged more security at the ballpark.
Andrew Stewart reports fans cheered again after Jones struck out, then quickly shifted to boos for Orioles third baseman Manny Machado. Boston went on to win the game 5-2. Fox News owner 21st Century Fox and a New York investment firm are in talks to buy TV station operator Tribune Media, who owns, among other stations, WPIX in New York, KTLA in Los Angeles, and WGN in Chicago. News and analysis at townhall.com.
Hi, Tom Green with a check on your weather going into Wednesday. Clear, a low around 54. Sunny with a high 79 on Wednesday expected, and then partly cloudy skies with isolated showers and a low 55 Wednesday night. Thursday, cloudy, 70% chance of showers and a high around 68. We thank you for tuning to us for the latest in news, sports, and weather. Join Jim Bishop at 6:05 for the Wake Up Call, morning call-around report, and great gospel music, Lou Gillen midday. I'll be in the afternoon with yesterday's memories, afternoon call-around report, and Braves baseball here on AM 590 WCAB in Rutherford.
America's #1 show on pop culture and politics. This is the Michael Medved Show.
And another great day in this greatest nation on God's green earth. A great day to confront the great frustration that so many Americans feel about everything in American life and discourse and argument being utterly predictable. You kind of know in advance what the left is going to say. You know in advance what the right is going to say. It's kind of like a kabuki dance. People get up there, they go through the gestures, and you can see it all coming. No surprises, except when you're talking to Camille Paglia. She is the author of a new book. It's called Free Women, Free Men, Sex, Gender, and Feminism. She ended up in this last presidential election as the celebrity academic she is. She teaches at the University of Arts in Philadelphia. She ended up in this last election voting for Jill Stein, the Green Party candidate. Before that, she was a supporter of Bernie Sanders. So who does she think is likely to win the next election? Jill Stein didn't win. Bernie Sanders didn't win. Who's going to win next time, Camille Paglia?
Well, unless my party, the Democrats, and gets itself together here, okay, and produces a strong candidate, I think Trump is heading for re-election. I mean, I think he's just from the point of view of the country at large, he seems to be taking care of business in his own way, and the Democrats are still having a tantrum 6 months later.
1-800-955-1776. I know you've been grading papers for your day job, and you've been out talking about the book, which is posted at our website at michaelmedved.com. But did you catch up with Hillary Clinton, what some people are saying is the beginning of her campaign? Yet another campaign for 2020?
Oh, my God. I mean, she doesn't have an energy enough to walk around the woods, for heaven's sakes. I just don't see that she has. I mean, I think she's just trying to keep herself in the mix. And she's certainly behaving in a very classless fashion, blaming everyone in the world but herself for her loss.
Well, again, if you were to focus, because I have a column about this today in USA Today, what do you think was her central mistake that doomed her campaign and that gave us President Trump in the White House?
Well, Hillary is a woman without any accomplishment. She's been given job after job for her entire career because of her association with a man. I don't regard her as a feminist icon. As a feminist, okay, I think it's absurd. And every job she was handed, she either did nothing in, or she created ruin and destruction, as when she destabilized North Africa. I seem to be the only Democrat who takes the Benghazi fiasco seriously. The death of our ambassador, all kinds of things were going on there, whether they were running guns to Syria, we don't know. But the way the Democrats would not take that issue seriously, this is one of the reasons, for the election of Trump, is the complete lack of any kind of insight into international affairs and military affairs by my party.
What about President Trump? How do you think he's doing in international affairs?
Well, I mean, I think he's trying to reassert American power. I think he's a negotiator. I think he's for heaven's sakes, the first 100 days of the Clinton administration or the Obama administration was equally unsettled. I don't see any great chaos, going on. I think most of the country wants solutions to be found for real practical problems, and the Democrats are just speaking in terms of emotion and hysteria and threats. And this is my party. I cannot believe the self-destruction of my party. I mean, immediately after the election, both the major media, and the Democratic Party should have done some soul-searching and self-analysis. Instead, they just went into this incredible kind of mob scene, crystal-knocked kind of mentality. I don't understand what their strategy is. I think it is doomed to defeat.
Can I give you my answer? Because I can tell you what I think their strategy is. The strategy is, first of all, the Democratic Party itself is being driven right now by the media wing of the Democratic Party, by ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, MSNBC. And they all are getting terrific ratings because horror movies tend to get terrific ratings. So by portraying Trump as this post-apocalyptic monster who has come on the scene and is creating devastation and wreckage, and your children are not safe in their beds, and nothing will work anymore in America, and everything is ruined, and it's 2 minutes to doomsday. All of this nonsense, people tune in. Same way they do when a plane crashes or when there's an earthquake or there's some kind of natural disaster.
Very interesting.
And basically, with the networks driving the narrative, with the newspapers driving the narrative, if you read the New York Times, honestly, you'd think that America was utterly destroyed.
Yes, the New York Times really committed harakiri, didn't it? And it was predicting Hillary's election, so whatever it was, 85% likelihood, even at the eve of the election. I mean, I'm speaking here as a professor of media studies, and the media have absolutely destroyed their own credibility. Now, I don't live in New York. I teach in Philadelphia, but I don't live in the city. I live out in the suburbs. I try to remain in tune with real people and real life problems. And I think that the Manhattan bubble, the Washington D.C. bubble, the L.A. bubble, they're all in the state of what can I say, delusionalism. They really are apocalyptic. They belong to a messianic cult where they're predicting the end of the world. You're absolutely right. It's very interesting that the horror movie kind of draw of all this.
1-800-955-1776 is our phone number. Let's go quickly to Paul in Woodinville, Washington. Paul, you're on the Michael Medved Show with Camille Paglia.
Good afternoon, Michael.
Hey.
My question for Ms. Paglia is this. First of all, I don't think you're a Democrat. What the Democratic Party needs to get rid of is these extremist, angelic progressive purists like yourself. You voted for Jill Stein and the Green Slime. Who do you think Jill Stein was counting on to accomplish her legislative agenda? I don't think that would be Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan. I think she would be counting on the party that she cannot lower herself to in order and to join. She's got as much a narcissistic idiot as Donald Trump. And people like you, we don't need. You're what screws up the Democratic Party with all your extremist progressive purism.
Well, but can't you see that my voting for Jill Stein was a strategy to help destroy the present structure, utterly corrupt, of the Democratic Party? I mean, this is exactly what I'm doing. I am not going to vote for a party, that thinks that Hillary Clinton was the best candidate in the United States, to be president. And I do vote for Sanders. Yes, I voted for him in the primaries because I'm a 1960s graduate of college and so on, and I think that Sanders had the populist touch. I don't think that he was particularly realistic about economics. economics or international affairs, but he has truly the old, authentic, leftist empathy for populist causes. I can feel the populism in him, okay? Whereas Hillary is just faking it. In the entire superstar, Schumer, I mean, these people are frauds, okay?
Well, this is one of the other points that I make in my column today, is the Democrats did not get the memo that said that inside is out, meaning insiders, and claiming that, well, I'm the best qualified person ever to run for president, and look at all the positions I've held, and look at this resume. That's a negative, which is why, by the way, Chris Cillizza, in his list of potential Democratic candidates for 2020, includes a whole bunch of business people who have never run for office before.
Yes, we need more of that.
Yeah, I mean, and I think, by the way, you know, the and you will love this, Camille Paglia, serious Democratic consultants are talking about the one unstoppable candidate who could sweep all before her, and no, it's not Hillary Clinton. You know who it is?
Who?
Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, God, she doesn't have the patience for the political meetings. That's just ridiculous. Really silly.
Don't you think if she did run, she could be formidable?
No, I don't. I don't think she has the patience for any of this. I think she would drop out within days once she realizes the boredom, the iron butt boredom of having to be a politician.
Okay, wouldn't you have thought the same thing about Donald Trump, that he wouldn't have the patience, that this was just a passing fling, and he was just doing this for a goof, and are you someone who took him seriously from day one?
Well, I didn't have a favorable opinion of him because of the way he had behaved. I mean, I had a grudge against him going all the way back to when he had ordered the destruction of an Art Deco sculpture on the front of Bonwit Tellers in New York when it was too long to get permission to proceed with construction. But no, I mean, I think Trump is he has executive experience. He has managerial, real-life experience. And that's what people, I think, took too lightly, who are caught in the bubble, the Manhattan, Washington bubble.
And someone not caught in that bubble with unconventional and provocative views, Camille Paglia. She's the author of the new book, Free Women, Free Men, Sex, Gender, Feminism. We'll be right back with more provocation and more of your phone calls with the one, the only, Camille Paglia.
Obviously, he's a pretty smart cookie.
Michael Medved.
Last year, nearly 300,000 children with a parent behind bars received a Christmas gift and the gospel through Prison Fellowship's Angel Tree Christmas campaign. But their care for children of prisoners doesn't stop there. It continues with their Angel Tree summer camps, where children can build relationships with caring camp counselors. They can hear the gospel and experience the love of God in the great outdoors. Kids like Taylor. Taylor's father was in prison for multiple DWIs, and his baby sister died tragically when Taylor was just 7, leaving him with a broken heart. A week at an Angel Tree camp helped him experience some real joy despite the pain in his heart. One night, he confided to a counselor about his broken family, which opened the door for Taylor to read God's word, pray, and change his life. Would you join with Prison Fellowship to send kids like Taylor to camp this summer? $200 sends one child to camp. Your donation of any amount will help. Call 1-855-246-3212. That's 1-855-246-3212, or go to my website at michaelmedved.com to donate.
Sight and Sound Theaters invite you to experience one of the biggest Bible stories ever told.
Jonah, go to Nineveh.
See the hit musical that has thrilled more than a people as it comes to life in a special one-night event in movie theaters.
God himself talked to you.
Filmed in front of a live audience, Jonah on Stage is coming to cinemas for the very first time.
I'm not going to Nineveh.
Jonah on Stage in select cinemas Tuesday, May 2nd only. Theater locations and tickets available now at JonahOnStageMovie.com.
How's that kitchen remodel coming along?
I haven't found a reliable contractor and have no idea where to start.
What about Home Advisor?
Home what?
Home Advisor. They match you to pre-screened and top-rated pros for any kind of home project. You can even check pricing and book appointments online.
What's the catch?
No catch. Home Advisor is completely free to use.
Really? I'll check it out.
Go to HomeAdvisor.com or download the free app.
Home Advisor.
Okay, just like everybody else, I'd been hearing all about MyPillow, and I was skeptical initially that it really was as great as everybody says it is. Well, Got my first MyPillow, and I do love it. I sleep better at night, wake up with less stiffness and aches and pains. It's a terrific product. MyPillow is offering 50% off on the 4-pack special, and you'll also receive free shipping. If you're looking for a great night, it's the perfect time to get your first MyPillow. If you already know how great MyPillow is, why not give them to everybody you know? They're great gifts. Call 1-800-320-6280. Use the promo code MEDVED or go to mypillow.com, but make sure you use the promo code MEDVED to get that big 50% discount. Call 1-800-320-6280. 1-800-320-6280. Use the promo code MEDVED. 1-800-320-6280 and use that promo code MEDVED.
Are you hiring? Do you know where to post your job to find the best candidates? Posting your job in one place isn't enough to find quality candidates. If you want to find the perfect hire, you need to post your job on all the top job sites. And now you can. With ZipRecruiter.com, you can post your job to 100 plus job sites, including social media networks like Facebook and Twitter, all with a single click. Find candidates in any city or industry nationwide. Just post once and watch your qualified candidates roll in to ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. No juggling emails or calls to your office. Quickly screen candidates, rate them, and hire the right person fast. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by over 400,000 businesses. And right now, listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/America. That's ZipRecruiter.com/America. One more time. To try it for free, go to ZipRecruiter.com/America.
Minutes after the hour on the Michael Medved Show. One of the things among many that Camille Paglia actually has in common with the President of the United States is not only are they both best-selling authors, not only are they both celebrities, not only are they both wildly controversial, they both are folks who don't mind ticking people off by challenging political correctness. You can read Camille Paglia's commentary. It's taken from her new book. The book is called Free Women, Free Men. It's posted at our website at michaelmedved.com. There's an excerpt from, or an adaptation of themes from the book that's posted in Time magazine about women not being free until speech is free, and an attack on the stultifying, restrictive atmosphere of campus conversation. I take it, Camille Paglia, that you are not one of those academics who would be horrified at the idea of Ann Coulter or even Milo Yiannopoulos coming and giving a speech on your campus.
Well, there has to be absolute free speech on every campus. It's an outrage. Okay, the passivity of the academic establishment as all these outbreaks have been occurring, stopping people of every political stripe, from speaking. The presidents, the faculty, of the colleges and the universities are acting like cowards. Okay, I cannot believe it. The free speech movement at Berkeley was in the spring of 1964. And was directly inspirational to me when I entered college that fall. Okay, I can't think of anything more important for my generation. What the heck is the matter with people? Okay, but the problem is there is no scholarly education going on anymore. Okay, in colleges. I mean, it's been a long time since erudition or the study of history. Okay, was basic to what kids are getting. The public school education is appalling. Okay? They're entering college, these students, with no knowledge of the barbarities of history. Okay, so they look at the United States, they see every flaw. Okay, and then they think, we're living in the worst country in the history of the world, when in fact the freest in the history of the world.
Amen to that. Let's go quickly to Lucy in New York City. Lucy, you're on the Michael Medved Show with Camille Paglia.
Yeah, hi, Michael and Camille. I have a question for you, Camille. I just read an article today by a lesbian who said that she was very upset about what the transgender movement had done to language particularly in, redefining male and female or not having any definitions at all. And my question to you is, do you think that this started with gay people insisting that they be called married when, in fact, the definition of marriage has never included same-sex couples? That's my question.
Oh, yes. I myself, as a student of language, my PhD from Yale is in English, I totally disapprove, of distortions of common terms. And I have said repeatedly over the years, as an open lesbian myself, right, that, I never approved of using the term marriage. Marriage should be conferred by church. Civil unions should be what gays should have sought, and they should have invited straight people who believe in the liberal values, to join them in that. I similarly cringe when you have, a woman saying my wife or a man saying my husband. I don't understand that. Why did gays choose such gendered, regressive, reactionary language? They should have sought new language, gender-neutral language. I find it offensive. But no government should be conferring marriage anyhow. There should be only a guarantee of equal rights under the law. But this trying to people trying to borrow from religious traditions when they spurn those religious traditions seems to me grossest hypocrisy on the part of liberals.
Appreciate your call, Lucy. Thank you. Let's go quickly to Michael in Long Beach, California. Michael, you're on the Medved Show with Camille Paglia.
Hello, Michael. Hi, Camille. Listen, the reason why I'm calling, I watch this Antifa movement and what they're doing to the demonstrations.
And just to explain to people, Antifa is supposed to be shorthand for anti-fascist.
Anti-fascist.
Right.
And I'm just curious, is this going to, I never see, I turn on MSNBC and all this, and I always like to see the liberal stations and the radio stations, and they never bring it up. And I wonder, is this in the long run going to backfire on the Democrats for not condemning this movement?
Camille Paglia?
We just had a major incident in Philadelphia yesterday with something like 30 to 40 of these people running through the streets, smashing cars, setting fires. They've caught 2 of them finally. Their faces can be seen, online. This is unbelievable. This kind of fascist behavior being tolerated on the left. A shame to my party, the Democrats, who are not condemning this. This is tearing apart civilization itself. This is a descent to barbarism.
By the way, amen, amen, amen. And in Portland, down the road from where I live, Camille, we had a bunch of anarchists, and you can see the video, and the police only belatedly stopped them. They were smashing shop windows. And again, as somebody who years and years ago used to work at a minimum wage job in retail, what they're doing is wrecking work that people painstakingly put together. And some of the shops that they're attacking and some of the stores that they're attacking are just barely making it anyway. And then, the insurance will pay for the broken windows.
Well, we saw it at Berkeley. Obviously the police had stood down, completely allowing the breaking of windows on the university campus, right? And the utter silence. Janet Napolitano, she's the president of the University of California, had nothing to say about this. These people are hypocrites, absolute hypocrites.
Amen to that again. Camille, can you hang for a while longer, or are you? Okay, well, terrific, because there are tons of people who would like to speak to you. One of the issues that you take on in your book, the book is called Free Women, Free Men, Women First, Sex, Gender, Feminism. It's posted on our website at michaelmedved.com. One of the issues you take on is the issue of transgendered identity. Where is the conventional, politically correct view wrong here?
Well, I've been studying androgyny and all of these issues since college in the 1960s. This was a subject of my dissertation at Yale, okay, with the sexual personae, which became my breakthrough book when it was finally published in 1990. I have been studying this phenomenon throughout history, and I identify strongly, okay, with the transgender side. I've called myself transgender. I have said I have gender dysphoria and so on. And in fact, my creativity as a writer, comes from this. However, I have seen repeatedly that we get these upsurges of androgyny during the decline of great civilizations, okay, where all of a sudden definitions of male and female become slack. I believe in biological sex differences, okay?
We have to come back right there. Believing in biological sex differences, can someone go through what's called a sex change operation and suddenly become a different sex than your plumbing would suggest? We will get to that and more with the one and only Camille Paglia, author of Free Women, Free Men.
The Michael Medved Show. MichaelMedved.com.
When you shop at your...
With SRN News, I'm Ron DeRockstra. 2 Chicago police officers are expected to recover after being shot and wounded late Tuesday when 2 vehicles pulled up alongside their car and someone started firing indiscriminately in what authorities believe was a targeted attack. Hillary Clinton taking responsibility for her failed 2016 election to Donald Trump, but she believes misogyny, Russian interference, and questionable decisions by the FBI influenced the outcome. And things are heating up in France just days before a second round of presidential voting. Far-right candidate Marine Le Pen says if she's elected president, she would spend 6 to 8 months negotiating with the European Union on dropping the shared euro currency and returning to the French franc. Meanwhile, centrist President hopeful Emmanuel Macron says Le Pen's platform would lead to less freedom in that country. This is SRN News.
Hiring is the most challenging part of my job. It's really hard. The searching, the sorting through resumes. Most people don't have the right experience.
We started using ZipRecruiter about 3 months ago. Right from the start, you could tell it was going to make hiring a lot easier. 1 click and my job was posted to 200 plus job boards, all the top sites.
All of the candidates came to my dashboard, and it's easy to compare them. Thumbs up if I liked them, thumbs down if I didn't. No emails and attachments, printing up docs, phone calls, none of that.
And I couldn't believe the number of great applicants we got. I had the person we needed within 1 week. I don't know how we hired before ZipRecruiter.
Whether you're looking to fill 1 position or 20, find the best candidates with ZipRecruiter, where your job is just 1 click away from 200 plus job sites. ZipRecruiter, the fastest way to hire. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/start. That's ZipRecruiter.com/start. ZipRecruiter.com/start.
You know, if you see a huge group of people and they're all in line waiting to do something and they're all happy about it, don't you wonder, okay, what's going on? What am I missing here? Why are these people so excited? In this case, it's thousands of people doing the same thing. They're joining MediShare. MediShare members share each other's medical expenses. It's that simple. They've shared over $1 billion in healthcare expenses since 1993, so they can handle your healthcare expenses too. With MediShare, you get affordable options to fit almost any budget. For most members, MediShare is about half the cost of other healthcare programs. You should at least check into it. This may be one of those things you start doing and then wonder, why didn't I look into this a long time ago? What was I thinking? Don't miss out. You can find out more. Call 844-41-BIBLE. Now available in Montana. Call 844-41-BIBLE. That's 844-41-BIBLE.
Credit drop. Recent 520.
It's hard to know what's up with your identity if you only get part of the story.
Of course, transactions, problem, account closure.
That's what happens when you rely on monitoring your credit to protect you from identity theft.
Charges, Vegas, Tuesday.
You might detect credit changes, but you can miss threats like a cell phone account or new loan in your name, or that your personal info is for sale on the dark web.
In particular, red flag. Bad.
Why not get a more complete story to help protect your identity? At LifeLock, we detect a range of identity threats, and if you have a problem, one of our U.S.-based specialists will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but LifeLock gives you more than you'll get from just monitoring your credit. Memberships start at $9.99 a month plus applicable taxes. Join now for 10% off. Go to lifelock.com and enter promo code SMART. That's promo code SMART. LifeLock. More detection, more protection.
On the Michael Medved Show, you have to be blind not to recognize that there are differences between the genders. But you know what? You can get blinds for your guest room, for any other room in your house, and make your house look better. And 20% off if you act today and you give the promo code Medved for anything on the whole website at blinds.com. Just go to blinds.com. Camille Paglia is somebody who does not ignore the differences between men and women. And in fact, what she says in her new book, and it's an explosive new book, Free Men, Free Women, it's posted on our website at michaelmedved.com. One of the things she says is that what's been lacking from feminism is any serious attention to biology. Okay, Camille, what are you talking about?
Well, it's absolutely ridiculous that from the moment women's studies was created at the very start in the early 1970s, biology was not included as a required course. So we have this. We've had decade after decade now leading to gender studies of people going on and on about gender as a socially constructed illusion. People who have never opened a page, of a biology book, and yet they are all out there doing their crusade to support science. Science when it comes to climate change, but not in regard to biological sex differences. Now, again, I feel that I myself am transgender, between the sexes. However, I know that sex change is not possible. Every single cell of the human body remains forever the gender you were born with. Now, I accept the dignity of a trans man, the dignity of a trans woman, but there is no way they have become a woman. No way they have become a man. This is nonsense that is being fed to us. Propaganda with the arm of the law coming from Washington to govern our discourse and tell us what to think. No. Free thought, free speech about gender too.
Wow. Let's go to Tom in Gig Harbor, Washington. Tom, you're on the Medved Show with the great Camille Paglia.
Miss Paglia, I've always admired you a great deal. I'm a conservative. If we were to list 10 issues, I probably disagree with you on 9. But nonetheless, I admire you and Bernie Sanders for the same reasons. In fact, I went to the Democratic Convention, was elected a delegate in the Democratic Party for Bernie Sanders. And the reason I admire you both is because you're honest, you tell the truth, you tell it like it is. What you just said, for example, is something people don't dare to say. So my question to you, Ms. Paglia, is why don't you run for president? You could be the first woman president and a lesbian to boot. It would be a twofer.
Well, to be a politician and to run the government, you have to have specific skills at managing people, at long committee meetings and so on. I have no such skills. I am a teacher. I teach a classroom of students, or I go to give a public lecture. I write, etc. I have absolutely no patience. With diplomacy, I am not diplomatic at all. I'm Italian American through and through.
And one of the things in the book, and it just leaps off the page, you're unafraid to say that, wait a minute, ethnicity means something. There is such a thing as ethnic characteristics. What are the characteristics of Italian Americans?
Well, we're very blunt, We're very oriented toward the practical realm. We believe in hard work. We don't look to the government, for help, because the government in Italy, for hundreds of years didn't exist, or it's completely corrupt, We believe in the power of family. We believe in individuality, and the power of the individual.
Let's go quickly to Tony in St. Louis. Tony, you're on the Medved Show with Camille Paglia.
Yeah, I want to go back to some of them. She made some great points. I just want to go back to one in regards to the media response after the election And I just think we've been fed this continued big lie that from the media that so many on both sides, conservative and liberal, have kind of joined together by kind of calling an oops from their coverage of the election, or their not involving or missing it, or they use those terms. But actually, they were very deceptive. There was no missing the common man's point or what's going on in the middle of America. They were absolutely trying to deceive the American people for the progressive or democratic side, and that's the real issue, because that's ongoing and continuing, and also continuing to be ignored, and that's why you're seeing this sort of oops when they get it wrong on Berkeley, or oops when they get it wrong with a different tax.
Okay, Tony, we're going to come right back with Camille Paglia responding on that. But first, a quick word from Relief Factor. This came in from Chris in Washington State. He says, I have joint pain that comes and goes for the last 5 years. Now that I've started Relief Factor, I barely notice the pain, and most times I'm not aware of joint pain in my everyday living and when I exercise. I love this Relief Factor. You will love it too, and you can try it for just $19.95. That gives you a quick start for 3 weeks. It's a natural dietary supplement. No chemicals, no hormones, no prescription drugs at all. Just good, healthy stuff like turmeric that can actually have the impact of relieving sore, hurting, stiff neck, shoulder, back, hip, knee, or just general muscle aches and pains resulting from aging, exercise, or overexertion. Get Relief Factor. Go to relieffactor.com. Just $19.95 for 3 weeks, or you can call them at 1-800-500-8384. 1-800-500-8384. And speaking of relief, what would Camille Paglia recommend for relief from media frustrations? We'll be right back with the author of Free Women, Free Men, Camille Paglia, coming up. If your mom is like most moms, she spent a lot of sleepless nights staying up with you, taking care of you as a baby, working late on your school projects, and maybe waiting by the front door a few minutes after curfew. Now, this Mother's Day is a great time to give it all back. A great night's sleep with a set of Boll & Branch sheets. Each set is handcrafted from 100% organic cotton. That means Boll & Branch sheets not only feel amazing, they look stunning too. Because Boll & Branch sells exclusively online. That's half the price for twice the quality. Everybody who sleeps on Boll & Branch sheets loves them, as do I. Your mom is guaranteed to love them too, and that's why she can try them risk-free for 30 nights. This Mother's Day, give the mom in your life night after night of luxurious sleep. Now through Mother's Day, get $50 off your very first set of sheets when you go to bollandbranch.com and use the promo code MEDVED. That's bollandbranch.com, spelled B-O-L-L-N branch.com, promo code MEDVED, M-E-D-V-E-D. bollandbranch.com, promo code MEDVED. I'm going to let you in on a secret. Mother's Day is coming up, but one Mother's Day gift that I'm not going to give to my wife, Dr. Diane Medved, is Ovation Cell Therapy. Why not? Because she already has it, loves it, uses it every day.
It's really true, Michael. My hair really is softer, thicker, stronger, longer because I've been using Ovation Cell Therapy, and I'm not going to give it up, and I'm also not going to wait for you to give it to me.
And you know what? They have a 5-piece gift set for Mother's Day. It's priced to save you 50%, and the cost is so low you'll feel foolish if you miss out. Get all your Mother's Day shopping done quickly and affordably today at ovationhair.com. New customers should select Medved with the survey at checkout for an additional introductory discount. It really matters. You can't lose, guaranteed, or your money back. That's ovationhair.com. And remember to select Medved at checkout. Everyone on your gift list will love their hair again. Ovationhair.com.
How's that kitchen remodel coming along?
I haven't found a reliable contractor and have no idea where to start.
What about Home Advisor?
Home what?
Home Advisor. They match you to pre-screened and top-rated pros for any kind of home project. You can even check pricing and book appointments online.
What's the catch?
No catch. Home Advisor is completely free to use.
Really? I'll check it out.
Go to homeadvisor.com or download the free app.
Home Advisor.
You're listening to Love Advice with Leanne. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi, Leanne. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Why, in your professional opinion, do you never take my calls off the air?
Is this Carl?
Yep, it's Carl. I mean, we had a few dates. Everything was great. I thought,
Well, you know, when you switch to Geico, you could save a lot of money on car insurance.
Okay, awesome.
You should call them.
I will.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
"44 years. Boy, am I showing my age. 44 minutes after the hour, not 44 years. How time flies when you're talking with Camille Paglia. But this past year, Prison Fellowship's Angel Tree campaign provided holiday gifts to nearly 300,000 children who happen to have a mom or a dad behind bars. But it doesn't stop there. Yesterday, we kicked off our campaign to help send 82 deserving boys and girls to Angel Tree Camp this summer. This gives the children of prisoners the kind of summer every child wants. But it's only possible because of your help. A number of you contributed yesterday. You're going to send some kids to camp. And this is a beautiful alternative to leaving kids stuck in hot cities in areas where gangs threaten them and they can be led down a destructive and all too familiar pattern. This is an alternative. It's new life, basically. Your one-time donation of $200 can send a boy or a girl to Angel Tree Camp, where they'll experience fresh air, swimming, archery. They'll make new friends who could last for a lifetime. These deserving kids should not pay for misdeeds of their parents, and you hold the key. To help, just go to michaelmedved.com, click on the Angel Tree Camp banner, or you can call toll-free 855-246-3212. That's 855-246-3212. People just like you already sponsored a bunch of kids yesterday, but I'd love to have your help as well as we send deserving kids to Angel Tree Camp this summer. Again, click on the banner for Angel Tree Camp at michaelmedved.com. And when you're up at michaelmedved.com, you can also click on the banner for Free Women, Free Men. That's the new book by Camille Paglia. What do you think about the angry caller we just had from St. Louis talking about no one holding media to account for their obvious bias during the last election cycle?
Well, there's been a total collapse in journalistic standards because of the rise of the web in the mid-1990s. The newspapers nationwide are struggling to survive. I don't think they're going to last. The younger generation doesn't read newspapers. I think the newspapers are going to die. So newspapers are operating. Even the great newspapers are operating on a skeleton staff. Essentially, they don't have the ability any longer to transmit the journalistic standards of evaluation of evidence and so on. The speed of the web, has really cut the heart out from journalism. It used to be that the great newspapers could afford to have a team of investigative journalists working for 6 months to uncover some corruption in business or government. But that's not possible any longer. Right? As a consequence, we're in this social media thing where people just get attention by saying something stupid and extreme, and everything just passes very, very quickly away. It's also evanescent. But another one of the problems is the concentration of media in Manhattan and Washington and L.A. I mean, these people are just a bunch of lemmings. They are preening nitwits. They don't read a book, etc. All they're concerned about is their own self-advancement and not being censured by their own social circles. They won't be able to go to parties if they deviate from the from the current ideological line and so on. So I think that's what we're all feeling. I have stopped watching TV news completely. I used to have the TV on nonstop, all day long. It's not worth watching any of these things. You're just watching a bunch of mean girls. That's all journalists have turned into. I get my news from the web, okay, as best as I can. I try to search for a variety of sources. But I think TV news and commentary have become completely useless.
1-800-955-1776, our phone number. I think that also explains what you're describing, Camille. It also explains one of the reasons that the country is so deeply, deeply divided. We've had now 4 presidents in a row who have really been unable to assemble anything like a majority coalition. It's hard to believe that as recently as 1984, we had a president named Reagan who won 49 states and 60% of the vote. He really won a huge consensus of Americans. Bill Clinton never won a majority. Bill Clinton had 50 votes in the U.S. Senate to actually remove him from office. Barack Obama and George W. Bush were both presidents who had a very, very tough time trying to unite the country. And so, again, it seems to me part of the problem is the rise of the internet, the rise of talk radio as an institution, and then cable news, where the great mediating institutions, where once upon a time people would watch the same news and listen to the same stuff and read the same newspapers. Now it's all fragmented, no?
Yes, everything. The entire culture is fragmented. As a teacher, I've been teaching 46 years in the classroom. I'm finding it more and more difficult, to communicate with my classes because they lack anything in common. Even from their interest in popular music, everything is very niche. Whereas for my generation of the 1960s, there were like these big albums and big groups that came out, and there was a kind of unifying culture.
Absolutely, I'm sure you remember the same thing when Rubber Soul, that was the first album that I really remember in college. Boom, the Beatles, and now, well, Yoko Ono's singing a different song, but that's another story. We'll get to that. Let's go to Jennifer in San Antonio, Texas. Jennifer, you're on the MedVed Show with Camille Paglia.
Hi, Mr. MedVed. Thank you for having me on. I have to say thank you so much for having Camille on. This first time that I've heard of her, that I've heard of you, Camille. And I am a Catholic conservative, and so far everything that I've heard you say is exactly what I and so many who I know feel, how we feel about the situation, about everything that's been happening in our nation for some time, and yet when we try to speak about it, we are utterly vilified, and I don't know how we can, how best do we battle what's going on? What do we do? I want to be able to step up and teach my children.
Quick advice, Camille.
Well, I have constantly, I'm an atheist, right, but I have constantly recommended the adoption of the study of comparative religion, the religions of the world, right, as the core curriculum of colleges and universities.
And one of the things you say in the book and in your previous books, you can't understand art unless you understand religion. Certainly nothing about the history of art. We'll be right back with Camille Paglia, her new book, Free Women, Free Men, posted at our website, michaelmedved.com.
God help me, I'm addicted to...
The Michael Medved Show.
How would you like to be your very own boss and have the power to earn extra money whenever you want it? Get your side hustle on and drive with Uber. Like Charles, he recently had his first child. Driving with Uber gives him the flexibility he needs as a new dad to earn some extra cash. When you drive with Uber, you're in control. Nobody's telling you when to come in or when to leave or asking you to come in early or stay late. Just turn on the app when you want to work and turn it off when you don't want to work. You decide when and where you want to earn that extra cash. That makes driving with Uber a great fit if your regular schedule's always changing. And with Uber's instant pay, every day can be payday. You can cash out straight from the app to your bank account up to 5 times every day. Enjoy the flexibility of earning extra cash on your schedule like Charles did. Drive with Uber. Go to uber.com/drive now. That's uber.com/drive now. uber.com/drive now. Certain restrictions apply. See site for details.
When you shop at your local Lifeway Christian store, you'll find trustworthy products that speak directly to your life at the best possible price. With a broad but trusted selection of options from popular authors and teachers like John MacArthur, Chuck Swindoll, Charles Stanley, Beth Moore, and Priscilla Shirer, you're sure to find what you need. At Lifeway, you'll also find a great selection of study Bibles to compare in translations like the New Christian Standard Bible, plus Bible studies, music, home decor, and resources for kids like DVDs, children's Bibles, and devotional books. Browse our selection, flip through the pages of a book, Bible study, or Bible, and you're sure to find just the right item. When you find it, skip waiting on shipping from an online retailer because you never have to worry about paying too much. With our price match promise, we'll match most prices you find, including Amazon's. Simply show us the current price and we'll match it. See store for details, and to find a store near you, visit Lifeway.com. Lifeway Christian Store. Trustworthy products at the best possible price.
Hey, Mom, I got your message. Do you need me to come home early?
Hi, dear. We're all doing fine. The kids haven't slowed down all day, and thanks to Blue Emu, neither have I.
But I thought you said...
Well, I tried your father's Blue Emu Maximum Arthritis Relief Cream. It worked fast to relieve the pain in my achy muscles and joints.
Blue Emu, huh?
That's right, and it's odor-free.
Blue Emu Maximum Arthritis Relief. Beat the pain and enjoy life. Available at Walmart and Walgreens.
You're listening to Love Advice with Leanne. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi, Leanne. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Why, in your professional opinion, do you never take my calls off the air?
Is this Carl?
Yep, it's Carl. I mean, we had a few dates. Everything was great. I thought,
Well, you know, when you switch to Geico, you could save a lot of money on car insurance.
Okay, awesome.
You should call them.
I will.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
"55 minutes after the hour on the Michael Medved Show." You can go to medvedforhillsdale.com and find out all about their new course on American heritage and why it's so important to study American history and all aspects of American history to understand what's going on in the country today. Go to medvedforhillsdale.com. Somebody who does understand American history, literature, the history of art, which is considerably addressed in her new book, Free Women, Free Men, Sex, Gender, Feminism, Camille Paglia. Let's go to Bill in Tucson, Arizona. Bill, you're on the Michael Medved Show with Camille Paglia.
It's a great honor to speak to you, Ms. Paglia. I'm a huge fan. In Sexual Personae, you referenced Freud quite a bit, and I know Freud now is greatly out of favor. Have you modified your view of psychology with what has been going on in the last decade or so?
Freud was completely erased, from feminism because he was disdained as a sexist. But in point of fact, Freud offers the best kind of analysis of ourselves, our hidden motivations, the kind of baggage we may carry in terms of our memories, of our relationships with our parents, and so on. I think that the absence of Freud is really showing in the current date rape, furor on college campuses, where young women are getting themselves into horrible pickles by being unable to analyze their own motivations, their own desires, their own psychodynamics in their relationships with men and with strangers at fraternity parties. So I think it's absolutely crippling. But Freud requires personal responsibility to understand your own psychological makeup and your own motivation. And without that kind of language, we're stuck with the grievance committees, the intrusive government with its regulations, trying after the fact to cure dating problems that women are responsible for themselves.
Very quickly, we have less than a minute. If you've already said that you think that President Trump is likely to win re-election, if you were to give him 15 seconds of advice to make sure that happens, what would you say?
stop tweeting. Okay, for one. All right. I think he just has to, find the solutions, okay, for the problems which he has correctly diagnosed in the economic problems in the country at large.
That's Camille Paglia. She is the author, most recently, of Free Women, Free Men, Sex, Gender, Feminism. It includes articles on a wide variety of subjects, including Chapter 33, What a Woman President Should Be Like. And by the way, it's nothing like the first female nominee for President of the United States, I can assure you of that. Nor is Camille Paglia. Always outspoken, always fiery, always provocative. Appreciate your contributions, Camille, to this greatest nation on God's green earth.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. Reputation.com can protect your good name. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. Call 800-651-4888. 800-651-4888.
Blinds are one of those things I thought I'd never buy online. But that was before I found Blinds.com. The prices, selection, and quality are amazing. Shipping is free, and their professional designers gave me a free online design consultation, helping me pick, measure, and install the perfect blinds for every room.
Welcome spring with site-wide savings at Blinds.com. Now through May 2nd, get 20% off site-wide at Blinds.com. Just use promo code SHUTTERS. That's Blinds.com, promo code SHUTTERS. Rules and restrictions apply.
Reaching 10 counties with the best variety of entertainment and information. This is AM 590, the mighty 590, WCAB.
I'm Ron DeRockstrup. FBI Director James Comey on Capitol Hill Wednesday for an oversight hearing of his agency.
The hearing is part of an annual oversight process by the Senate Judiciary Committee. James Comey previously appeared before both the House and Senate Intelligence Committees before President Donald Trump was elected. In both of those hearings, he testified about the FBI's investigation into Russia's meddling in the election. Russia's actions are sure to come up again in the Judiciary Committee hearing. Director Comey's testimony comes in advance of two other high-profile appearances before the same committee later this month. That's when former Deputy Attorney General Sally Yates and former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper are scheduled to testify. Linda Kenyon, Capitol Hill.
President Trump talks with Palestinian leader Abbas today about reviving Mideast peace talks.
Eager to broker an Israeli-Palestinian peace deal, President Trump meets with Abbas here at the White House a few weeks after hosting the Israeli Prime Minister. Vice President Pence says the president is committed to peace.
Even now, we're making valuable progress toward the noble goal of peace. Thanks to the president's tireless leadership, momentum is building.
Pence spoke at an Israeli Independence Day commemoration ahead of the Abbas visit. Greg Clugston, the White House.
Former Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton offering an extensive analysis of how she lost last year's election.
It wasn't a perfect campaign, Hillary Clinton admits. She made a ton of mistakes. But if the election had been held October 27th, Clinton told a New York luncheon, I would have been your president. Speaking at an annual meeting of Women for Women International, Clinton said the letter from FBI Director James Comey on October 28th, raising new questions about her email and what she described as Russian WikiLeaks, turned the tide. She said Russian President Vladimir Putin certainly interfered in the election, and she called herself a victim of misogyny, which she says is part of the landscape, politically, socially, and economically. Warren Levinson, New York.
News and analysis at townhall.com.
For me, it was the big S-Class from the 90s. Beautiful. My friend's dad had one.
The SL. All of the SLs. I've been watching those since I was a kid.
I think the 1971 SC was the first Mercedes that just blew me away.
Everyone remembers the first time they saw one, and the day they began to long for a Mercedes-Benz of their own. Well, that day may be a lot closer than you think. With a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz, you can experience the luxury, the unparalleled safety, the performance, and the style Mercedes-Benz is famous for, at a price you can afford. Beautiful SUVs, sedans, coupes, and convertibles that are factory certified and covered by an unlimited mileage warranty for up to 3 years, so you can drive without a worry for as far as you like. And during the certified pre-owned sales event going on now through May 31st, you can receive 2 years of complimentary prepaid maintenance and special financing available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. Only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. You've waited long enough.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
Former Acting Attorney General Sally Yates expected to testify to Congress next week that she warned the White House that President Trump's national security advisor's contacts with the Russian ambassador could leave him compromised.
An unidentified source says Yates will testify she alerted the White House counsel about discrepancies between the administration's statements on Flynn's contact with the ambassador and what really transpired. The White House fired Flynn weeks later after concluding that he had misled them about his conversation.
It's Dennis Crowley reporting. Yates is to appear before a Senate Judiciary Committee. It'll be her first public account of her White House conversation. A federal appeals court Monday said it will not reconsider its ruling to uphold the government's net neutrality rules that require internet providers to treat all online traffic equally. The decision means the rules favored by consumer groups but despised by telecom companies will remain in place for now. More on these stories at townhall.com. I'm Ron DeRockstra. The Heritage Foundation, a conservative think tank, has ousted its leader after a power struggle.
The Washington Nonprofits Board of Trustees unanimously asked for and received the resignation of Jim DeMint at a meeting Tuesday. The board chairman said in a pull-no-punches statement afterward that significant and worsening management issues led to the ouster. Heritage has never been about one individual, but rather the power of conservative ideas, Chairman Thomas Saunders III wrote in a statement. Heritage is bigger than any one person. DeMint, a former South Carolina senator, said in a statement that he found the stated reason for his dismissal puzzling, though he did not offer up another motive. At least 6 other Heritage staffers departed along with DeMint. Keith Peters, Washington.
It was on this date in 1890 that the Oklahoma Territory was organized. Check out more news. You can get more analysis. Just log on to townhall.com. I'm Ron DeRockstra.
Hi, Tom Green with a check on your weather going into Wednesday. Clear, a low around 54. Sunny with a high 79 on Wednesday expected, and then partly cloudy skies with isolated showers and a low 55 Wednesday night. Thursday, cloudy, 70% chance of showers and a high around 68. We thank you for tuning to us for the latest in news, sports, and weather. Join Jim Bishop at 6:05 for the Wake Up Call, morning call-around report, and great gospel music, Lou Gillen midday. I'll be in the afternoon with yesterday's memories, afternoon call-around report, and Braves baseball. Here on AM 590, WCAB, in Rutherford.
America's #1 show on pop culture and politics. This is the Michael Medved Show.
And another great day in this greatest nation on God's green earth. Has this great nation entirely, totally, completely moved beyond its problems with racism? Well, of course not. There was a reminder of that in a very unlikely setting. You would think that if there's one arena in which racism has just no role at all, no factor at all, it would be the arena of big Major League Baseball. Because so many of the greatest players to ever play the game happen to be black, going all the way back, of course, to Jackie Robinson. And by the way, a fine new book, 42 Faith, by Ed Henry, about Jackie Robinson's deep Christian faith that allowed him to transcend the barrier of race and to break that barrier with his historic entry as the first major leaguer to break the color line. Isn't that amazing? We once had that. But since that time, I mean, Henry Aaron and Barry Bonds, the two most prodigious home run hitters of all time, so many Hall of Famers, so many great black ball players. So how could it be, and where could it be, that a great black star of the current day, Adam Jones of the Baltimore Orioles, would be attacked on a racial basis? And someone here is going to think, oh, it must be Atlanta, right? Must be somewhere in the deep South. Must be somewhere in a Republican state. I mean, maybe in St. Louis, which is a border state. Missouri, still a state that carried overwhelmingly for Trump. Is it a shock that this horrifying racial attack by a number of fans from the stands on the visiting Baltimore Orioles occurred in Boston, one of the most democratic cities, one of the most liberal cities, and one of the most liberal states in the United States? 1-800-955-1776. This, by the way, is not representative, I am sure, of Boston Red Sox fans. But does racism exist even in the very heart and soul of liberal America? We will get to that issue in just a moment, because in another segment of very liberal America, in the city of New York, the New York Times wrote an article, and at first I thought it was a parody, but it's not a parody. It's a protest by a writer who writes very well, though her point is quite mad. Her name is Bonnie Tsui. She's the author of American Chinatown. She identifies herself as Chinese American. The title of her column is "Why is Asian Salad Still on the Menu?" And she is upset about Asian salad and some of the names that it has in restaurants across the country. Do you think that the term Asian salad is inherently racist? 1-800-955-1776 is our phone number. If you do, if you have a problem with the term Asian salad, what do you want it to be called? I mean, she basically is saying there's nothing Asian about it, that they don't serve salad in traditional Chinese cuisine. She writes, "One Friday night at a bar in San Francisco, I took a look at the menu and I found myself face to face once again with the curious modern day ubiquity, meaning you see it everywhere, of the Asian salad." The Asian Emperor salad, with its 31 ingredients representing the tastes, textures, and flavors of Asia, stirred something other than hunger in me. I tried to identify exactly what that was. I made a half-hearted joke to my husband about just which Asian emperor this salad was honoring. I thought about its grand imprecision, which irritated me as a Chinese American. And I wondered, who cooked up this thing? I was reasonably sure it wasn't anyone Asian. And then she goes on, and it's mad. I've really come to this point that, by the way, let me confess that as somebody who does not eat meat, and I don't, I love Asian salad. It's the kind of thing you can kind of eat. I mean, unless they louse it up by putting chicken on it. Other than that, Asian salad is great, right? She says in many American restaurants, the Asian salad is right up there next to the Greek salad and the Caesar salad. You might think this is progress, cultural inclusion on a menu. And yet, Asian salad is often the one that comes with a winky, jokey name. Oriental Chop Chop. Mr. Mao's secret Asian man. Where do they call the Asian salad secret Asian man? It's even a bad pun. Asian emperor. What's the wrong with Asian emperor? Chicken Asian chop chop. Okay. Am I missing something here? 1-800-955-1776. Let me go to Draymond in San Bernardino, California. Draymond, you're on the Michael Medved Show.
How you doing, Michael?
Hey.
Glad that you have me on. I want to talk about the Major League Baseball incident, and it does not surprise me that this occurred in Boston because they have a long history of self-segregation going back to the busing in the early 70s. And I remember in the late 70s how they were losing attendance for the Celtic games when they were putting out 5 black players. And that encouraged the management to try to pick up white players like Larry Bird and Danny Ainge and so forth to bring back the attendance. So
no,
it doesn't surprise me.
I know that. And one of the things about Boston is I don't know what the exact figure is in terms of population, but unlike a lot of other East Coast cities, Boston does not have a huge African-American community. I am not at all sure. In fact, I believe that Boston would have America's 13% African-American. And I think that's about the percentage in the city of Boston. It's not like St. Louis or Philadelphia or Washington, D.C., where you have a gigantic, and I know Rochester, Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, which is our neighborhoods in Boston. But I think your point about this being not such a surprise coming from Boston is probably appropriate. And it's not the first time that people have complained about Boston sports fans having some racist attitudes. By the way, Adam Jones, the great center fielder for the Baltimore Orioles, he used to be a Mariner. They traded him away in the dumbest trade in the history of the human race. Adam Jones just addressed the media, and we have an audio cut. Here's what the outfielder had to say about the fact that he got a bunch of really ugly racial taunts last night when he was playing baseball. Here he is.
Fans, they don't need to welcome us. It's all part of the competitive edge for the fan base to tell the opponents, you suck, haha, you struck out, and various things on your performance, which is completely understandable and in the lines of just how sports work and how fan bases work. And so I just heard that all night, and then just something that caught my attention. I heard the N-word, and I get certain reactions when someone says something clever or says something really, really stupid and ignorant. And last night it was not clever; it was really stupid and ignorant. So it caught my attention.
If the person or persons are watching right now, what would you say to them?
Square up. Let's fight and get it over with.
Wow. Can you imagine? I mean, again, when you look at the quality of player he is too, that it's 2017 and some idiot is going to be juiced up enough on beer and stupidity and hatefulness that he's going to shout the N-word at a major league center fielder for the opposing team. Unbelievable. But then again, there's a lot of stupidity out there, and some of it, unfortunately, flourishing in a blue state, America. For instance, yesterday at May Day, other examples of stupidity. Is Asian salad racist? Is it racist to call a major leaguer the N-word? Well, yes, obviously. We'll be right back on the Medved Show. You've heard me talk before about our new 3-month-old granddaughter, and watching this little tiny human being with her mom, our daughter-in-law Rochelle, reminds you that this piece of human protoplasm simply could not survive or exist without Mom. And Mother's Day is coming up, and Sherry's Berries is offering huge, freshly dipped strawberries starting at just $19.99 plus shipping. And right now, you can double the berries for just $10 more. They are delicious. They're beautiful to look at. They're huge, sweet, juicy, and covered in decadent toppings, chocolate chips, chopped nuts, white milk, and dark chocolatey goodness. The only way to get this amazing berries deal, starting at just $19.99, is to visit berries.com. Click on the microphone in the top right corner and use my code MEDVED. That's berries.com and code MEDVED when you click on the mic. This amazing deal won't last long, and Mother's Day is right around the corner, so be sure to order now. Berries, BERRIES.com. Use the promo code MEDVED. Last year, nearly 300,000 children with a parent behind bars received a Christmas gift in the gospel through Prison Fellowship's Angel Tree Christmas campaign. But their care for children of prisoners doesn't stop there. It continues with their Angel Tree summer camps, where children can build relationships with caring counselors, hear the gospel, and experience the love of God in the great outdoors. Kids like Trisha. Trisha was in 3rd grade when her dad was sent to prison on drug charges. Angel Tree volunteers gave her a Christmas gift and later introduced her to Angel Tree Summer Camp, where she found hope and love after accepting God. Now, Trisha is studying to be a pediatric nurse, and she serves as a mentor to other girls with similar backgrounds. Would you join with Prison Fellowship to send kids like Trisha to camp this summer? $200 sends one child to camp. Your donation of any amount will help. Call 1-855-246-3212. That's 1-855-246-3212. Or go to my website at michaelmedved.com to donate.
What if you could have an experience of a lifetime, and I mean it, a lifetime this year? Dennis Prager here, and a timely and important expedition to the land of Israel awaits you. Make plans now for the Stand with Israel tour happening this fall. Join me on a 9-day trip to Israel that offers you first-hand insight into Israel's unique past and probably unique future. We'll introduce you to the geopolitical, economic, and security dynamics of a truly remarkable nation. Get a behind-the-scenes view into many of the places you've read and heard about, all during United Jerusalem's 50th anniversary. The Western Wall, Jerusalem, the Dead Sea, Golan Heights, and much more. With expert guides and important lectures at key sites, all in the comfort and safety of first-class accommodations. For all the details about this all-inclusive trip, visit my website, DennisPrager.com, and click on the Stand with Israel banner to register today. That's DennisPrager.com.
Okay, just like everybody else, I'd been hearing all about MyPillow, and I was skeptical initially that it really was as great as everybody says it is. Well, got my first MyPillow, and I do love it. I sleep better at night, wake up with less stiffness and aches and pains. It's a terrific product. MyPillow is offering 50% off on the 4-pack special, and you'll also receive free shipping. If you're looking for a great night's sleep, now's the perfect time to get your first MyPillow. If you already know how great MyPillow is, why not give them to everybody you know? They're great gifts. Call 1-800-320-6280. Use the promo code MEDVED or go to mypillow.com, but make sure you use the promo code MEDVED to get that big 50% discount. Call 1-800-320-6280. 1-800-320-6280. Use the promo code MEDVED. 1-800-320-6280 and use that promo code MEDVED. "21 minutes after the hour on the Michael Medved Show." Adam Jones of the Baltimore Orioles, by the way, was part of the Orioles win on Monday night. They beat the Bo Sox. They beat the Boston Red Sox 5-2. But during the game, there apparently was a fan, and maybe a couple of fans, they threw a bag of peanuts at Adam Jones. Well, he was on field, and they were insulting him with the N-word in 2017 in the United States of America. And Adam Jones, who is a terrific defensive player, who hits for some pop and does remarkably well, also did very well in handling this. He was speaking to the press just moments ago, and he was asked about whether he thought this was representative. And by the way, he's hitting just under 300 again this year. He was asked about whether he thought this was representative of the Boston fans.
Is this a Boston thing or a stupid person thing in your mind?
I mean, I'm not going to go and say that, all Boston fans are like this. That would be very stupid for me to even mention something like that. I mean, my career playing against the Red Sox has been amazing. They support their fans. I mean, they support their players. I know the 4 franchises in this area have been very good, especially in my life. And so they expect winning in the New England area, which is understandable, and they're very competitive as a fan base, which is completely understandable also. But and just things like this, they just don't have a place in the game. I mean, I thought we moved past that a long time ago, but obviously with what's going on in the real world, things like this, people are outraged and speaking up at an alarming rate, and it's unfortunate that I had to be involved with it.
You know what would be a classy thing? Today, President Trump handed out the Commander-in-Chief's trophy to the cadets of the Air Force Academy because they had beaten Army and Navy, both Army and Navy, in football games. President Trump find a way to reach out, maybe even on a tweet, or even better, with a White House invitation to Adam Jones. I mean, he's right there. He plays in Baltimore normally when he's not visiting Boston, and he's certainly handling this with maximum class. But isn't it just shocking that in 2017 there'd be somebody who thinks that the way to support a baseball team that he cares about, that, by the way, has a lot of great black stars in its history and right now, that the way to support your team is by insulting a center fielder for the opposing team, visiting team? Let's go quickly to Janelle in Lake Stevens, Washington. You're on the Michael Medved Show.
Hi, Michael.
Hi.
Hi. I just wanted to warn us all, we probably shouldn't be eating Swedish fish for candies. We probably shouldn't order the Mexican pizza at Taco Bell. We shouldn't go to
This has to do, you're talking about Asian salad. You don't have a problem with Asian salad.
To me, I love people of all nationalities. I was brought up that way. It doesn't offend me if somebody orders an Irish cup of coffee that's not really Irish. I really don't care. So I think we've become so sensitive, we better not eat Swedish fish anymore. We better not order Mexican pizza at Taco Bell. I mean, when does it stop? That's
one of the things that I'm aware of is chop suey. Apparently is not an authentic Chinese dish. It was something that was invented in Chinese restaurants, I think here in the United States. Chow mein, on the other hand, I believe is more authentic. Janelle, appreciate your call and your perspective, and watch out for those Swedish fish, especially if it's lutefisk. But I think that's more Norwegian than Swedish, isn't it? Or is it both? It's miserable, whatever, however you want to. Is it codfish cured in lye? How can that be good? Okay, I hope I'm not offending anybody here from Sons of Norway listeners out there. Let's go to Anna in Shadow Hills, California. Anna, you're on the Michael Medved Show.
Michael, a lot of times you talk about conspiracy theories, and you're so right on finding the illogical part of it. And this is the same. These are punks and the writers that nobody knows, and they come up with a comment regarding, I'm Chinese American and I'm offended by Asian salad. It's the same thing. It's for notoriety, and here you are talking about it. We're talking about it. I'm South American. I don't care. We have Southwestern, dishes, and it's just a ridiculous call for attention. The same with the N-word at a game. I didn't know anything about that. But that's just a few punks. We should completely ignore them, I believe, because this is what they want. They want attention. You go on YouTube, you read the comments. They're all racist. But I have a question for you, because my language, when I studied language, it was in Spanish, okay? So straighten this up for me. Why, for the last few years, I think it started during Obama, they called the Democrat Party Democratic Party. It's the Democrat. It's not Democratic. The Republican Party is also Democratic. Is that correct?
Well, yes, but again, this has been a long-standing thing where Republicans will use the term Democrat Party because they don't want to imply that the Democratic Party is Democratic. But they Republican Party, it's also an adjective, right? They say Republican Party because you can't say the Republic Party, right? So this has been back and forth. I remember that Bob Dole, when he was a nominee for vice president, he was the running mate with Gerald Ford, and he attacked in his single debate against the winner, Vice President Walter Mondale, who became Vice President Walter Mondale. Bob Dole talked about all the Democrat wars, and he wouldn't say Democratic Party wars. He said Democrat wars. And that was considered to be an insult, and Democrats have been long sensitive about that. That's why they prefer Democratic to Democrat. But again, the one thing I would say here, Anna, and I want to be careful about this, I think the whole Chinese, Asian salad thing is ridiculous. And look, whatever you want to call food, as long as it's healthy and it's not going to make you sick, and it's good, in my case, also kosher, fine. But for instance, am I offended by someone talking about Jewish rye? They do sometimes. What is offensive is if they describe something as kosher that isn't. But that's another story. And that's very, very different from an example of someone in a baseball game, in a game that has meant so much, really, in the history of racial justice and racial progress in this country. For people to bring out this kind of racism, it especially at a time when there are real concerns about declining participation and declining fan base for Major League Baseball among African Americans. The entire thing in Boston is terrible, and the Red Sox have appropriately apologized. We'll be right back.
The Michael Medved Show. MichaelMedved.com.
With SRN News, I'm Rhonda Rockster. The family of a black man shot and killed in front of a Baton Rouge convenience store after an altercation with police last summer say those responsible for his death need to be convicted. The Veda Sterling, the aunt of Alton Sterling, spoke at the vigil Tuesday and said that this was after the news broke that the Justice Department would not be charging two white officers in connection with Sterling's death. Meanwhile, a suburban Dallas Police Department's fired an officer who shot and killed a black 15-year-old boy who was riding in a vehicle while leaving a house party over the weekend. The Balch Springs Police Department says the officer was terminated for violating department policies during the Saturday night shooting. And two Chicago police officers are expected to recover after they were shot sitting in their police car by someone who drove up on them and fired into their vehicle. This is SRN News.
For me, it was the big S-Class from the 90s. Beautiful. My friend's dad had one.
The SL. All of the SLs. I've been watching those since I was a kid.
I think the 1971 SC was the first Mercedes that just blew me away.
Everyone remembers the first time they saw one, and the day they began to long for a Mercedes-Benz of their own. Well, that day may be a lot closer than you think. With a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz, you can experience the luxury, the unparalleled safety, the performance, and the style Mercedes-Benz is famous for at a price you can afford. Beautiful SUVs, sedans, coupes, and convertibles that are factory certified and covered by an unlimited mileage warranty for up to 3 years, so you can drive without a worry for as far as you like. And during the certified pre-owned sales event going on now through May 31st, you can receive 2 years of complimentary prepaid maintenance and special financing available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. Only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. You've waited long enough.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
I'm Lou Dobbs, and update on Wall Street. President Trump touting the recent budget deal. Those stories next. Are you being intimidated by the IRS? Rapid Resolution Tax Group is a team of tax attorneys, enrolled agents, and tax professionals who've helped thousands of people with problems just like yours. And they promise not to let the IRS intimidate you. If you are an individual or business who owes at least $10,000 to the IRS, you can turn to them for help. Has your bank account been levied? Do you have years of unfiled tax returns? Let Rapid Resolution Tax Group intervene for you. They're accredited with and A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they guarantee same-day contact with the IRS. If you qualify, Rapid Resolution Tax Group can work towards settling your tax debt for less, removing penalties and fees, and stopping levies and garnishments. Call the professionals at Rapid Resolution Tax Group at 800-601-2929. That's 800-601-2929. Pointing to an increase in military spending, President Trump says the budget deal to fund the government through September is a win for the American people. The president stressing additional money for border security will serve as a down payment on his promised border wall. Mr. Trump did complain earlier about having to work with Democrats, tweeting that, quote, our country needs a good shutdown in September to fix the mess in the Senate. An update on Wall Street today. The Nasdaq closed at a new record high. The Dow gained 36 points. After that passenger was dragged from a United Airlines flight, Congress is now urging United and other carriers to improve their customer service as soon as possible. And big car makers say their sales in this country fell last month, a possible sign that demand is beginning to slow. Please join me for Lou Dobbs tonight, 7 and 11 Eastern on the Fox Business Network. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
Portions of the Michael Medved Show are sponsored by Hillsdale College. Learn more at medvedforhillsdale.com.
And you can learn more at medvedforhillsdale.com. All you have to do is sign up for one of their free online courses. There are 17 of them on everything from American Heritage, that's the brand new one, and all the way through Shakespeare, through free market economics, through the works of C.S. Lewis, the Constitution, the Supreme Court, and much more. Go to medvedforhillsdale.com. Go to medvedforhillsdale.com. It's your last week to register.